Yo, what's poppin', everybody? How y'all doing out there today? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Conor Cardenas. And before we get into it today, man, I just want to give a huge shout out to the title sponsor of Caffeine and Green, which is 7 Seas Roasting Company, coming straight out of San Diego, my home roaster. Now, what makes this roastery so sick is that we get to work with these farmers. We're not just getting these coffees, we're working with them directly and making sure that everybody's taken care of. So we're not taking care of just the consumer, we're taking care of that farmer as well. So it's really awesome. We get to showcase these coffees. Now, full transparency, I am the head roaster at 7 Seas. But regardless, you know that the coffee that I'm giving you is straight fire, yo. So if you head over to the website, 7seasroasting.com, use my code C&G at checkout, you're going to get 3 bags of coffee for $30. That's an amazing deal because 2 bags of coffee is essentially $32. So you're getting a bag for free. It's a no-brainer. So you can go over to the website, choose from any of the coffees that we have, like our dark Guatemala, which is chocolatey and it's full-bodied. It's a little bit of our dark roast. And, you know, it's just we have other options. We have a Peruvian. We have our Lao coffees, the Fodom Quan, our new Lao, and Setapung as well. So we got options, people. So use that coffee code C&G at checkout, and you'll be good. My guests today, Zach Semonian, Garret Bishop, and Matt Pederson. These are my homies from Zumbar Coffee and Tea. You guys have heard me talk about Zumbar ad nauseum for pretty much the entire podcast, if you've ever listened to any of our coffee ones or just in general. So it was only right that I had 3 of my homies who are now doing barista and production for both locations of Zumbar Coffee and Tea on the show. It was amazing to catch up with my boys, just talk coffee, geek out a little bit. And if you're into coffee, this one's for you because we got in the weeds a little bit, but it was super fun. And it was never a dull moment with Matt and Matt's hilarious comments. But without further ado, my boys, Zach, Matt, Garret, this is your time to shine, homies. Let's go. Caffeine and green. It's your boy Conor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we're live. Welcome to Caffeine and Green, boys.
Hey.
See, I didn't blow that one like Zach did.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Salud, homies.
Always slightly early on the
Yes.
podcast.
Yes. Homies, welcome to the show. I'm super
you.
glad you are all here. Are you wearing pink Chucks over there?
It's like a salmon. I don't know. Yeah.
It's just a dirty salmon.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
pretty
those are
dirty.
sick.
Yeah. Thank
What makes
you.
the glasses pop?
Yeah. The glasses, the chucks.
Well, before we get too far into it, as of recently, I get too excited about the guests who are on the show and I forget to introduce them immediately. So for the people who most likely don't know who you are, let them know who we are. We'll go left. Who's my man sitting to my left right now?
Hey, that's me. Garret Bishop. Is that all you want, or do you want more?
We always want more.
I always want more.
Well, where do you work? Why
I
are
work
you on
at-
the show?
Well, I'm here probably because of the coffee.
Yep.
But I work at Zumbar Coffee and Tea,
Yep.
Cardiff store in particular.
That's
but,
what's up.
Yeah.
Holla all the homies over there.
Yeah.
And then to my direct left, like diagonal, we got my other man.
My name is Matthew Pederson. I also work at Zumbar in Cardiff. And that's it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
And then I got my last man right here, straight out of Cashville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, transplant from Cashville, Nash Vegas for 2 years of my life.
Nash Vegas.
Dude, you got to be on it. You got to be on it.
I was having a good time.
My name is Zach Semonian. I work at Zumbar Coffee and Tea in Sorrento Valley.
Yes.
Roselle Street. In case you're wondering. Shout out.
Dude, and that's super significant to why I chose you to be on the show, because I was actually telling my assistant, who I'm training right now, today specifically, I was like, yeah, I'm interviewing some homies from Zumbar. And one of the dudes who's coming over, I was like, dude, honestly, if he had not left
He'd be
to
pro
go to
roasting.
Nashville, I don't know where my roasting shit would
Ooh,
be
yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It took you leaving for me to get your roaster days, for basically me to get to where
Yeah.
I'm at
'Cause
today.
You were production first,
I
right?
was-
You were doing production
Yeah, you're
until
doing
that opened
the
up.
grind.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was shadowing Zach. I was also shadowing Jason and the head roaster of Zumbar and Steve Rail, the owner of Zumbar. And Zach was the dude. I was learning from Zach straight up.
No way.
I would shadow Zach, and he would be like telling me what was going on in the roaster. He would tell me about all the airflow settings. He would tell me about everything, dude. While he was teaching me, the fucking roaster caught on fire.
Oh,
And it's so
one
like,
of the times the roaster
yeah,
caught
one of
on
the
fire.
times, yeah.
that was my one and only.
that- yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was so mellow though, so it was chill.
You got away with one.
Yeah,
Dude.
got away with one. Not gonna lie, I don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No.
put that out there.
No.
It's so funny though, not to like dwell on that, but like every time I've ever dealt with a new roaster, up to this point, I've worked on 4 different roasters.
Yeah.
And the first thing that whenever I get like a training or if somebody asks me about roasting, they're like, what do you do in a fire? I was like, okay, I got this.
Dude,
I know exactly what to do.
I was like standing next to one.
Yeah.
I saw it happen. and
I saw
knew
the whole
exactly what to
cafe look like it was on fire. And then you just see Zach coming out with a fire extinguisher. I was like, dude, what happened? He's
Customers are still in there waiting for the
do.
coffee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
just
but-
ordered.
yeah.
Oh man, I think everyone there has shared some kind of experience with that, which is terrifying. Honestly, like you just have this like giant metal box that's just going
with
like,
a natural gas line.
Oh yeah, natural gas line.
Yeah.
It's like cut the gas, cut the roaster, and you just kind of like, all right, let's wait this out.
Yeah, keep the fire in the box.
Dude, I've also experienced just like full blown power outages, mid batch.
Whoa.
Happened 3 times in a row,
Nice.
and I looked at Steve.
On the same day?
Same day. Someone hit a power line with their car,
Oh,
like just on the street, and I was just like, Steve, I can't keep going. Like I'm blowing batches. Like I'm just like
That's
dumping.
a lot of money they're just
Yeah, and
dumping.
I'm just like, Steve, this like doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like dropping just green coffee that's
It was still green. It hadn't even started
it was,
to brown
it was
yet.
like going into yellowing. It was like I was
Oh,
going.
okay.
Each batch had gone in for like maybe 6 minutes. I was just like, dude, this is like this can't keep going.
How big was the batch?
Oh, dude.
Like a 10-pound,
Yeah.
12-pound batch.
Yeah, it was
Seven,
always
that's like
like
a
a
6-7 scoop boop over there.
Ah, yeah,
Did I
it was
say
like,
boop?
Boop.
Sorry.
6-7 boop, dude.
I thought that was like a cool roasting.
Yeah,
bit.
dude.
yeah.
So right,
4 boops in. you
right
know?
now we just got 6 boots of that natural Ethiopia. And so,
Dude, that's hella funny, bro. Dude, well, that's 100% why I wanted to have you on, dude. I mean,
To say thank you, right?
yeah, fuck
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, thank you for all of
yeah,
that.
I'm glad I could be.
That's also why I wanted to go see you in Nashville. I'm like, every time when I texted you and you were all like, yeah, I'm here. I was like, definitely go see this fool. Yeah. I'm like,
no,
why
that was
the-
sick, dude. I was literally just like chilling at work, and you hit me up, and I was like, oh shit, let's cruise through. Like,
Dude, and you pulled a really good shot of like Honduras.
yeah,
Is that what it was?
yeah,
Yep.
It was back in the Crema days.
Yep.
And it was, yeah, honestly, like first, like real, I guess, serious bar job I had, like where I was actually just on, pulling shots, steaming milk. Like that was like the first gig, and I was just like, I already knew half of the stuff, so I was like, I'm good.
That's fucking sick. But you hadn't been on bar at Zumbar, right? No.
No, I was solely roasting, delivery driving, washing dishes. Grinds.
I know that all too well.
I literally feel like I spent the last 7 years of my life just washing dishes.
Dude.
Which is,
Dude, that sanitizer, man.
Dude.
God.
Oh, dude, it
Dude,
hurts.
that
Yeah.
shit will destroy
My
your
poor
hands.
dude.
I look at people that wear gloves and like, oh, you're such a wimp, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, no, you're smart.
Yeah, no,
That's-
super
that's-
smart. You're saving your hands for
Yeah.
some straight
Yeah.
cancer
Oh my
later.
God.
Shit. Dude, I know the pain. I actually, when we used to, me and Matt used to work together. That was you were the first dude I seen with like coconut lotion. It smelled like hella good.
Matt is about his lotions.
Yeah.
Like, he
You gotta
knows
keep
it.
it hydrated.
Dude, that shit smelled so good. I was like, yo, what's up with that? And he's
Yeah.
no shame. Just like, yep, need to lotion my hands.
Yep.
I washed like 2
It
dishes.
dries out. I did my hand
Didn't
in
work.
once.
Yeah. It's like, I barely touched it.
Yeah.
Okay, get my
Yep.
lotion, son.
Yeah.
Sprayed a table.
You don't
Yeah.
like to be ashy.
Uh-uh.
Nah.
No
What
good.
about you, Garrett? What's popping?
Oh, I hated washing dishes, so I tried to get out of there as quick as I could.
How long you been with Zumbar?
On and off, it's probably close to 5 years now. I think it'll be 5 years in.
I think it's got to be longer than that. Well, maybe
Well, yeah, I think it was November would have made 5. I think.
because you've been there longer than I have.
Yeah.
Oh,
what do
But
you
you,
at?
shit.
but you kind of left for a
Oh,
while.
Yeah, I left for a little bit.
Dude, it's got to be 6 because I'm approaching.
Yeah.
I'm on
Oh,
like a
man.
solid 4.
Maybe I'm just lying to
Yeah.
myself.
Dude, yeah, you
Yeah.
might be there like
Take
6, 7,
that
bro.
credit.
Yeah.
Take those
Yeah,
years.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
Add it to the resume.
Yeah, no, it's been
For-
cool.
for what
Don't-
that's-
but
for
don't
whatever
stay
that's
here.
worth.
I got to work. We had a Del Mar spot, so I was there for a little bit, and that was pretty cool. but I worked Sorrento Valley and I worked Cardiff, so it's kind of cool seeing the whole spectrum of Zumbar.
You see the whole operation.
Dude,
if
it's
you will.
crazy how much customers vary from each spot. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's just
Oh,
like
dude.
different towns, different working demographic. Like it's pretty cool.
Dude, I can completely relate to that because
Oh, you're what, Mission Viejo?
Aliso Viejo.
Viejo.
Yo, get that shit right, boo.
I don't even know
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm totally playing. No, the Aliso Viejo spot, bro. I love it there, but it is so not South Park. You know, South Park, they be bringing in. I mean, well, we have dogs in Aliso Viejo, but it's just, you know, we have all the art on the walls, and
Yeah.
we're right next to fucking Left Hand Black, which is a
shit,
great
okay,
tattoo
yeah,
shop.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys
That's
are
where
in the
Ray.
thick of it.
That's
Yeah.
where Ray had all of his.
Dude, yeah,
Oh, is
I
it really?
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen Ray since he fucking hired me. Like,
Yeah.
he quit like 2 weeks after.
Mm-hmm.
I come into work one day and I walk in and he's fucking standing right next to the owner. I was like, yo, what the
Dude.
fuck, Paul? Like, I've been looking
That's a
for you
trip.
for years. Like, he just appeared one day.
He's a ghost lately.
Yeah,
like,
I haven't
you
seen
hear
him
about
in,
him
I
here
haven't
and
seen
there,
him
but
in years.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Shout out Ray Orate.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
is that how you say his
You're
last name?
Is
I
it
think so,
Arate?
right?
Or is it
I always thought it was
Arate?
Rate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
maybe.
thought it was
Yeah.
Orate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty white, so
Yeah.
I am super Mexican, and if I said Orate, maybe that's like the worst thing. Maybe it's Orate. Shout out Ray Orate.
wherever you're at, say hi, say hi.
Dude, no, you know what's crazy about Ray? He was roasting for 7 C's
Was he
Oh,
before
really?
really?
I came along. Yeah,
No shit.
Oh, that's
dude,
a
that's
trip.
what's fucking crazy. So when I had my interview, I told Eric, the owner, I said, yeah, I got hired. I don't even think, actually, I didn't tell him. I said I worked for Zumbar. Somewhere along between the day I got hired and between, I think, 48 hours after I got hired, I told him who hired me at Zumbar. I was like, yeah, is this dude Ray? And he was like, I was like, yeah, but he left. He worked at Global or something. He's like, he knew who he was. And then he's like, dude, he worked for us. He was doing like our ghost roasting.
Damn.
No way.
Like, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong, but he was roasting for them. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's a trip.
what the fuck? And that was 100% the reason I went to go apply there. I saw their shit and I saw Ray in a photo with their whole crew. And I was like, yo,
That's crazy.
I need to get there. And then he wasn't there, of course, when I got there. Yeah, I
Was he gypsy roasting for him? Like just like
I don't.
off site while they didn't have a roaster set up?
I think maybe kind of like that. I think they would like rent out a roaster, maybe.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Global did, I think, right?
No, they had, dude. They had a
No.
Loring.
Well,
Dude, they had the
but they were-
nicest Loring
They
I've
would
ever
they would
seen.
rent out for other
Yeah,
people.
they would roast
right?
for
that
the
Loring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, do you see the? Have you
Like
seen the
contract roasting. or
Contract.
something.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, that's where.
I think they were even. Sorry, Eric, if you're listening to this. They might have like done it in Oceanside, like, cause I know that there's like a spot out there. But this was like years ago.
Yeah.
And then I came on and it was like, yo, it's on.
Your guys' setup is nice.
Have you been there?
I haven't been there. That's like one of the few shops I haven't been yet.
Dude, you gotta come through.
Yeah.
Come through on like a Saturday. I'm there every Saturday
Nice.
for sure,
Nice.
dude. But yeah, I like the Loring. Not to sound like too roastery, but like the Loring fucking at the Lofty Roastery down the street is fucking ill. And Siri Simmeran's their director of coffee.
Did you listen to your guys talk? It's
Dude,
good.
I love
Real good.
Siri. She is the fucking raddest chick ever.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I mean, my wife, of course, is the best woman ever. But Siri is like the coolest chick ever. Like, she fucking kills it. She's so smart. She's so down. She came through the other day to try. I'm doing like a Robusta right now.
Oh.
Like a
Interesting.
single
80
origin.
plus Robusta.
Yeah, 84 plus. Dude, you actually throwing out numbers and shit? Yeah, sorry for if you guys don't know about coffee, but for all the coffee people, yeah, it's an 84 plus.
They're gonna throw a decimal on there.
Yo,
84.95.
no, it's 84 plus player. You feel me? And it's like a Lao coffee that is it's from the village of Devonsana, I want to say. I could be completely so fucking stupid. I can't think of it either way, but it's amazing, bro. The bean is hella tiny and it's hella porous. It's
Really?
fucking insane compared to like an Arabica typica. It, depending on like, you know, how dense it is, the region it, like how many meters above sea level it grew, whatever, it is fucking like super porous, bro. You hit it with like minimal heat and have like a minimal development time, bro. And it's crazy is that, like, you know, when you drink an Arabica or Arabic typica, whatever, you fucking drink it and like people are like, you have to drink coffee for a fucking long time to really like pick out those notes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those Robustas are gnarly.
But the Robustas, bro, like, yo,
I mean,
like
that's
that.
what they roll with in Italy. Like,
Dude,
that's
that shit is so potent and like pungent when like in the most.
Like how so? Like what
So,
are you tasting?
for
Honestly,
instance-
I don't think I've had Robusta since like during
Yeah,
Folgers, like
yeah.
growing up.
Bro,
Not to talk shit on Folgers, I'm
yeah,
sure.
dude.
no, it is. You know, hey,
All
the great
all
thing
love
about
all
coffee,
coffee, man.
Yeah.
all coffee can be used, bro. Over roasted, done, carbon fucking shell. People will drink it.
Yeah,
They don't give a fuck. Dude, sometimes I see people putting shit in coffee, and I'm like, they're not even drinking the coffee at this point. They're drinking creamer
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
with a little bit of coffee and
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're
Dude,
saying.
the other
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
oh man, the other day someone rolled in the Sorrento Valley and was like, got super heated, and he wanted us to put steamed milk in his cold brew, and I was like,
Nah.
yeah, and well, shout out to Krista. She was like, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
He's
Krista fucking
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
Christagram.
Yeah, shout out to
Front of
Krista.
town, yeah.
But yeah, she was just like, said no, and this dude was like, I've been all over the country. No
Yeah,
one
like-
said no. I was like, no,
I'm like, well,
she said no.
Yeah.
I was like, guess what? She said
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
That's tight.
You watch what some people put in there. Like you hand it to them and you watch them walk over there and doctor their shit and
Because
shit
we
gets
serve it
weird over
perfect,
there.
of course.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
serve it
yeah.
the best
It
way
doesn't
possible.
it doesn't need anything, but what they
Yeah. But see, this is
also
also
shit gets weird over
this
there.
conversation. This
Just blend
conversation
the
right
Amber
here.
Ross Sugar?
Yeah.
Come on, really?
dude, shout out to the sweet teas though.
Dude,
Like,
Dude, I grew up on Starbucks. I know.
dude,
like,
I grew up. I'm so on it. Like,
Yo,
that train doesn't
you
leave.
still fucking with Starbucks?
Oh, constantly.
Yo.
$2.35 for an iced coffee.
Dude,
Add
their
some
iced
coconut-
coffee is pretty good.
Dude, you get some coconut milk in there. Take
I
the
mean,
sweetener
I
out.
haven't had
He
that,
says
but
it like,
I
yo, you get some coconut
Dude, all right, I gotta say this. Starbucks is wonderful. It's for
I
it's for the
don't
people
hate
that
on
want
Starbucks.
Like, it's the most accessible coffee you can get. Like,
well, yeah.
truly.
But does accessible mean it's good?
Yo, no, okay.
Not necessarily.
You can
but
talk shit
it's-
like as a true coffee person. Talking
Yeah.
shit doesn't mean you hate it. It just means
Right.
like you're talking shit. Like
I'm critical.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You're critical. You're
Thank you.
critiquing, right? Because you come from a craft.
Yeah.
But if you're on a fucking road trip at 2:30 in the morning,
yeah.
you know a goddamn Starbucks gonna be open, and you know their Americano honestly doesn't taste that bad black.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
watered down as fuck, but it doesn't taste bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, if people ask me about Starbucks, I'm like, yo, I don't really care because I do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll fuck with it, but it's like, nah, fuck Starbucks.
Starbucks.
There's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place.
Like Coors Lights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was
Again,
gonna say
I'm
it, but yeah,
every
not my
day.
drink of choice. but
Every day.
put in front of you, you're like, yeah, definitely. I enjoy beer. Therefore, I'm gonna drink beer.
Yeah. But he did say, he's like, I'll take a tasty IPA. on
A
the
tasty,
email.
yeah.
I think I
Tasty
labeled the
IPA.
whiskeys too. Being
I
like, yeah,
know,
need
you
it.
hella did. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a
Woodford,
group of
Bullet.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm like,
fucking-
I'll take whatever's cheap. And
yeah, he's
got
like,
some
I'll take
alcohol in
whatever.
it,
Yeah. You're crushing him over there, too, dude. You're fucking getting it.
You have to.
Dude, I got it, man.
That's
I got
fine.
it. I'm gonna be
Gotta
real
hydrate.
dull otherwise.
Hydration.
Gotta
Yeah.
hydrate,
No,
dude.
yeah.
It's been a
That
long
too, yeah.
day.
I forgot my water bottle, so yeah, I gotta hydrate one way or the other.
Dude, I was telling Matt before the podcast, one of my employees, one of our team, at the shop today, he saw a picture. He like saw you two, Garret and Zach. He saw you guys, and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then he saw Matt, and he was like, and I was actually editing Matt's photo like for the show, and it's like him with this cat. I don't know if any of you are listening to this, you'll see the picture of Matt. He's looks pretty sensual with his
Oh, yeah,
cat
yeah.
on the bed, like
Yeah.
just kind of putting out the vibe
Oh, yeah.
of what I took it.
We cuddle.
And my homie, he was all, "Is that guy cool?" And I was all, "Yeah, dude, he's fucking hilarious." And he's like, "Yeah, I just never could tell." He's like, he always looked like he hates life when he's at work.
I mean,
but,
it's not, it's pretty accurate, but yeah.
but he's like, every single time I've ever gotten a shot of espresso from that guy, he's like, it's been the best shot. And that's what he said. So I was like, oh yeah, dude, you'd fuck with him. I mean,
Matt's
Ma-
attention to detail on shots is pretty amazing. I'll
Thank
give it
you.
to you.
dude, I
Okay,
fuck
dude.
with it.
But the
Matt's the
tattoos,
lizard,
I
dude.
understand the view.
Dude, I was trying to describe your tattoos to Ryan. I was like, dude, if you saw his tattoos, you would understand this fool is fucking hilarious. I was trying to describe your like alien abduction.
Dude, I still
with,
haven't
like,
seen that. Like, it blows my
look
mind.
at it.
It's pretty silly. It's pretty silly.
There's like a no wait, that's not the one. There's like a car crash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Car
that one. Fucking
Dude, my mom was pissed about this. She didn't like that one.
Is it a police car hitting?
It's
or is
not
it
a
just
police
I think it's a
car.
taxi, right?
It's just a car.
It's
Either
a car
car
plowing
or-
through.
describe for people
Looks
who
like
can't
it looks
see
like a
this.
Chevy.
All right, you got your classic car. The license plate actually says death on it, and it's just running people over.
It's like a group of
Yeah,
people.
It's a group of people, and then some
There's
of them
body
have
parts,
yeah, it
there's
spells
little
life
blood.
in the t-shirt. T-shirts. You got some.
There's like a random body flying through
Yeah.
the air. There's like an arm
An
flying.
arm,
There's some
leg.
babies
Keep
right
in mind,
there.
this is a tattoo
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
inside of his
be there
bicep.
forever.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the best. I've been meaning. I want to go up to Sean.
Oh, I'll
and
go
get
with
some,
you.
dude.
Yeah,
I want to get
absolutely.
a
That
tell
guy's
me.
cool.
I want to get tell me more
Oh,
over
yeah.
the top of my knees.
And what does that mean?
So
Let's
there's
tell
this.
him more.
There's a great movie called Grease, and there's a song in Grease. The chorus is "Tell me more, tell me more."
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
Did she put
Let's
up
go.
a fight?
Dude,
Tell me
there
more,
you-
tell me- Sorry, bad
Dude,
movie.
Of
sing
all the-
it,
of all the
sing
lines.
it.
Of all the lines, that's not the one I would quote,
Sorry,
but
it's a dirty movie. I grew up on it, and
A dirty movie.
yeah,
It's a
dude,
bold
the-
statement, sir.
that's
There's-
the only
there's a lot of
conspiracy
sexual
I
themes in there.
actually subscribe to. Is
Grease
the Grease
lightning, come on.
conspiracy. Have you heard this?
No.
What are you talking about, Grease?
So
conspiracy?
the conspiracy is that she actually drowns in the beginning. You know how he saves her from drowning? So she actually dies when they drive off in the sunset on the car that like literally drives off into the sky into the
Yeah.
sun. That's like it's all been like a dream, and that she actually died, and it's like all her like.
Holy shit.
Shout out to Grease.
That's a far fetch, bro. She's making up characters she's never met. Wouldn't it be with like her one time long lost love? You know, if like at that point she had had a long lost love, or maybe Johnny Tsuko was.
I'm not gonna lie, there's holes. There's holes in it.
Dude, okay, so just to kind of bring it back to coffee real quick, because
Wait, you want to talk about Grease?
tell me more, please.
I think I'm the only one here without tattoos, by the way. Clean
At all?
slate.
Like you don't have
Yeah.
any?
No.
That's cool too, though. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. I'm on the edge.
Sure.
Yeah.
On the edge.
It's fine.
What would you get? Like coffee
Dude, I had this
tattoo,
question
or-
posed to me, and it honestly took me like a 20-minute walk to come up with something.
20-minute
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
So specific.
She thought I took it way too seriously, which I do. I was like, oh yeah, serious question. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm just
You're
pointing
only
at
gonna
yours.
have it
It's not a
forever.
panda bear. Like
Yeah.
it'd be like, honestly, I'd go full Yakuza.
Oh, go bodysuit.
You're gonna go
bodysuit?
Wow.
I always admired that. I don't know,
Yeah.
it took
Pretty
a lot
sick.
of effort.
Yeah.
My homie Ash has a full bodysuit.
No
Yeah.
way.
I seen his ass got tatted while we
Yeah.
were the
Yeah.
coffee shop's been open, and it was tatted by the owner of the shop, Turk. It was hella funny. See his little butt. little butt.
Dude, I was wondering about
Just
like
about
the
their
healing
frame
of that,
perfectly.
man. Like you gotta
Dude, sitting
like,
on that?
sit
Oh,
down.
Bro,
Fuck.
you're laying on your belly for
Yeah.
a week. You ain't
It's
sitting
brutal.
down. You need to take a
Hey,
5-minute
driving to
break.
work,
You're gonna
you
lay
know,
on your
like-
belly on the booth, just like I don't give a fuck.
That's medical leave, right? That,
Right,
that
yeah,
counts.
yeah.
Dude, no, you have to have a donut for sure.
Yeah.
You would definitely be sitting
Yeah.
on a donut.
Mhm.
But yeah, that full bodysuit would be sick.
Yeah.
What did you,
Yeah.
that's the only thing you decided on? If you're not gonna do like just like I love mom, you're gonna go
Yeah.
full
Yeah,
bodysuit?
full-
Go from no tattoo to full bodysuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
That would be G.
Yeah.
If you really went through with that, I'd be like
Yeah.
fucking respect.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
It'd be a little expensive. It'd be sick.
It'd be a little expensive.
Dude, it'd be super expensive.
A few grand. I don't
Yeah,
know.
at least. Yeah.
What do you think it looks like when you get old? And it starts
Yeah.
sagging.
Dude, I
that's
don't know.
a-
I've seen some
Oh.
pictures of.
Yeah.
I guess there was one lady in particular I saw a picture of, and she was maybe late 60s, but it looked great.
Maybe as long as you keep it tight.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that was gonna be my
Yeah.
next point. It's like as long as you're like working out,
Yeah,
talk
working
about
out, keep it up,
motivation.
yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like, I
right.
can't be having my fish look like a fucking like what is like a big like a salmon?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
some koi looking like a salmon. Like who knows? I don't know the shit about fish. That might actually be bigger than the other one. Who knows? But the one thing I did want to ask you about, because the one thing that I know was frustrating. I don't want to say frustrating because I loved Zumbar and I'll sing it to the fucking mountaintops forever. But the one thing that was always like, there's no marketing. and nobody really competes except for you. I went with you. Me and you went when I was still at
We did a
Zumbar.
couple, right?
We did. Well, we went to a bunch, but me and you went to the cupping competition.
Yeah.
Together.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
That was cool. Sounded
The
cool.
Zumbar, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it was so funny though. But like, we were putting out the vibe hard. Like, everybody's like, meet a friend. Like, oh hey, like no hate. But that's kind of how it was. But then me and Garrett were like,
Stone face.
we were just
Oh, yeah.
like, the crew we came with was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I like you. What are you up to? Just hanging out?
it's like turning and talk to ourselves. We're like, meet a friend. We're just turned around, started hanging out. No, it's just talking shit. But the one thing that I've been really like a goal of mine. I want to share something. This past, like, we were cleaning out, we're moving out, right? So this fucking. Do you guys ever like do vision boards? You ever thought it might be kind of lame?
Dude, I did at one point when I first moved into my house. I kind of like put some stuff up.
Oh, no.
Very, very unofficial, but
I never have. But
Never had.
That was my
You
one
know what
time.
it is
That
though,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have one in my mind. Mine's constantly,
It's your
constantly
perfect.
adding. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally fine. But like,
Saves my dreams.
Leslie, I've done them pretty much a good portion of my life, and Leslie was talking about like I kind of wanted to put it like a vision board together, so she got us like this like construction paper, like thick construction paper, and I was like, yeah, like start cutting out pictures of shit and just like start posting it, all this stuff. We never finished it, never like got completed. We bought all the materials, never did it. I was cleaning out my closet, and fucking, I find in a stack of papers the papers that I cut out from the vision board. This is no bullshit. I swear to God on my life. And it was from the 2017 going for 2018 Coffee Roaster of the Year, and it was the Roaster of the Year for Daily Coffee News or whatever, or Roast Magazine, sorry. And then Coffee Fest LA, and it was a picture of like a group ed, and then it was a one piece of paper, and it says the next big thing in roasting is you, in like big ass letters.
Oh, shit. Damn. Prophecy.
And I was just like, no, I pull it out, and we had the day before had just submitted our application for Roaster of the Year for 2020.
nice.
And I just got registered for Coffee Fest LA, and we're gonna go and I'm gonna do some like some classes with Mill City. And I looked at this, and I already known about, and I was like, I sat there and I looked at Leslie. I was like,
Just crossing pictures off, like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I was
seriously.
like, whoa, that's fucking gangster.
That vision is what you see every day.
Dude, and it was like buried in my fucking closet like for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I was all, fuck yeah, son. Like, that's what's up. So with all that being said, I mean, do you guys, for me, that gets me, that kind of, I was going to say it gets me off, but like it excites me. I love it about coffee.
Mhm.
Do you guys want to do that? Or are you guys like trying to get out there? And this for all of you. Like, are any of you trying to get out to like the latte art throwdowns, or get out there and do like coffee shit in LA, or?
Yeah, go for it.
I've done one throwdown. It was this giant throwdown in Kentucky.
Sick.
I've only done one throwdown, and it was this massive one, like 3,000 prize money. Like,
Damn.
I had
3,000.
Dude, here they're like, oh, you get like a
3,000.
tamper or a hat.
Oh yeah, no, this is like the dude who won latte art champion of the world was there.
Of
He
the
got
world?
second.
No way.
Oh.
This man got second.
The champion of the world got second in this
He
competition
got
in Kentucky.
Second. Let me repeat that. Second.
That was his last competition, too.
And he was,
First loser,
he
bro.
was so salty.
Brutal.
But dude, yeah, I showed up to that and I was like, had all white Crocs at the time.
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
Steve.
no sleep, just got off a shift, like drove probably an hour up to, I think it was Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green?
I think it was, is it Bowling Green?
That's a pretty sick name.
Yeah.
Shout out Bowling
But it
Green.
was Spencer's Coffee does this throwdown, and it's massive. Like, so many big names, and I go there, and I actually made it through like 3 rounds.
Damn.
Nice.
Are you for
for
real?
you.
Yeah,
for
like
you.
I made it.
Sick.
Nice.
The first round I went up against this dude who we were just kind of like chatting before we go up, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, where are you from? Like, what shop you representing? He's like, oh, I'm representing my own. Like, I flew here from Los Angeles
Damn.
to represent my own
Wow.
shop. And I smoked him.
Oh.
Like,
Whoops.
like, I felt so bad.
See you back in Cali, son.
And I was like, and after that, I was like, dude, people like really like care and compete. And I'm like, that's not me. I'm like, I don't have that competitive thing in me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to mess with that. Like,
But wait, can we just let's elaborate on this story a little bit? You're just like, you're smoking this full. What did you smoke them on? Was it a tulip or Rosetta, Swan? What were you
Oh,
doing?
I just had this strategy of just basic clean tulips. I was like,
That's where
I
it
was
goes.
like, I get the
They
shakes.
didn't
my
give you a
go-to.
theme
So good.
of that
No, so the first round was free pour.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It was like
Interesting.
it was the dream, and then I get the shakes too. I'm like,
Oh,
man,
hell
there it
yeah.
is. There's mad people around. I'm a couple
yeah.
beers deep.
couple
like-
beers deep.
I just kept shaking, and I just put it up there, and it's just like a clean tulip. That was it.
Sick.
And I got past that first round. I was just like, wow, sick.
Sick.
Next round was oat milk. It was when Pacific.
Oh, what the hell?
Was it sponsored
bro.
by
Yeah,
Pacific?
sponsored by Pacific.
Oh, that's
and
At least that stuff's easier to steam,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
and yeah, so they were like trying to rep this new oat milk, and me and the other dude hadn't steamed oat milk before, but I had done hemp milk.
Dude, hemp milk is tough. Macadamia. You fuck with macadamia.
I haven't done macadamia too.
Yo.
Dude, the amount of alternative milks like
Dude,
is
yo.
wild. I respect
Macadamia is
that.
the one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, but I just like snuck by that round just because no one had really
Yeah.
done oat milk. Like
Yeah,
that was at that
yeah.
beginning of oat milk kind of phase where now everyone has oat milk. So
Dude.
so that's why I don't compete
Except
anymore.
Zumbar.
Like I'm not trying to like.
I
get out
love
there
it
like
though.
that.
Once you figure out the alternative milks, dude, you
Yeah.
know what the secret is. I don't even like want to put it out there. Y'all who don't know,
Cover the mic,
Yeah.
cover the mic.
And so the secret to steaming alternative
true,
milks
yeah,
for
yeah.
like
is
a
that
minute.
we,
Yeah.
You do.
Dude, no,
and
but
that's all you got to do.
Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? I had Oatly on actually on the show.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, that was it was really sick. The Oatly rep
cool,
and
yeah.
like they had I had the West Coast brand manager and the West Coast sales or like a West Coast regional rep.
Nice.
And they were talking about like the shortage and stuff like that with fucking oat milk. But it was really great, and now they're doing ice cream, so they've actually branched out,
Oh,
which
shit.
has
Damn.
been pretty sick.
Dude, that's a smart move.
I'm into
Damn.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out Oatly. They're
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sick.
Good job.
But-
Matt, do you plan on competing anytime soon?
Oh no.
No.
Yeah,
He's
you've never competed, huh?
No. It
Other-
wouldn't
other
go
than
well.
the
It wouldn't go
Zumbar.
well.
You-
Yeah, other than the Zumbar, it would
The
not go
closed
well.
off Zumbar
Yeah,
only.
no.
latte.
They-
Oh yeah,
that's right,
there is
yeah.
those latte. Those are
Little work
sick.
competition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get so shaky. It's bad. It's really bad.
Rosettas, though, you just throw them out.
Right? Yeah. I just start pouring. And I'm
just
shaking,
shakes for you.
Shaking so bad. Yeah.
Just keep the Rosetta past the cup.
Yeah.
Just keep going, and then you just pour
Yeah.
it on the ground.
Nah, I can't do it at all. My anxiety is
That's
through
dude. The
roof.
nerves is
Yeah,
tough.
my nerves.
Like you don't
it's,
think you're nervous,
The,
but
the last time I think I tried to drink and I ended up drinking a little too much and just like, it's not good.
Yeah, that
It-
strategy does not.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah, I would not get far.
Dude, so
Not
are
good
you in coffee right now for the long haul? Would you say? Like you trying to move out of barista?
I mean, I don't know. Ideally, but at the same time, I have no idea. You know,
For sure.
I could only barista for so much longer. I think.
Okay.
Like I think I have like I would be interested in roasting, but where to start doing that I don't even know. And
well, you work at a roaster.
well, yeah, but I mean. It comes with its pay cuts and all that stuff, you know. I can't really afford that right now. You
For
know,
sure.
you know.
Totally understand.
new apartment, man.
Yeah, exactly. Got those
Kitty's gotta
bills.
eat.
Got
Yeah,
biz,
yeah,
yeah, got bills, son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that cat.
that-
Yeah, my cat's fat too. So yeah, I would like to do something like that, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, I think if you could get past that, that'd be fucking gangster.
Mhm.
And then you
I would.
start just like slanging fucking dank spro.
Yeah, I would love
Bro.
to. I would love to. Yeah, I remember when like when Zumbar first like approached like Jason, asking him if he wanted to do it because like I
Shout
was
out Jason Bush.
yeah
Oh,
because I mean
shit.
I was pretty interested in trying to learn too, but
Yeah.
I was like I don't know, I can't take that pay cut right now,
Dude,
you know?
it's tough. Like you have to fucking work so hard
Yeah.
when you start roasting. My cousin hit me up and she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend wanted to get a." They both work for Dutch Brothers in
Oh, okay, yeah.
Eugene, I think,
Yeah.
and they were talking about how she's like, "My boyfriend just got offered to like start roaster like apprenticing. Should he do it?" I said, "Dude, straight up, on its easiest day, it's still the hardest thing I have ever done.
Yeah.
Period. Because it's like math, fucking manual labor, all these things. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
but it's sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, but the thing is, the reason I asked is because, like I was saying about Ryan, my homie, he was saying, dude, your fucking shots, like you're pulling fucking great coffee.
Yeah.
Pulling some
Thank you.
fire.
I mean,
Dude,
I try
seriously,
at least. I try,
What's your
you know?
secret? Like, do you have a certain amount of, like, do you tamp at a certain way? Do you like 18, 19 grams or 18.5 grams, and then you're like fucking pulling shots at like 26, 30 seconds, you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
Spilled beans.
I don't
need
know.
some-
One to
you
one
know,
shots, Rosettas. I mean, not Rosettas,
I mean,
Ristrettos.
I keep it in our parameters, you know. But it's I taste it. I see what's going on. You look at it, whatever. But I try to just keep it consistent. I don't know. Like I'm
Dude,
not
that's
gonna.
the hardest part. Though.
What are you
Yeah,
looking
really-
for though when you're
Oh, yeah.
pulling shots? Like, what on for your flavor, like for your palate? What are you looking for? Do you need a certain amount of sweetness, bitterness, or do you want it to be like clean and like nicely finished?
I mean, I want that sweetness. I want a nice
Yeah.
like. I want some sweet. I need like a nice like a fuller body. You know, like since we're pulling those ristrettas, you know, I need some body in there. But I need it to be looking pretty too. I need it to be coming together, being friends. You know, like if I'm getting
Come
even
together.
like even the littlest bit of channeling, it's like I don't want this person to come in here, pay this money, and me give them that. Like that's I could do better. You know, like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna if somebody's paying money, I'm not gonna.
You're
try and-
taking pride in your work.
Exactly, because I don't want them to come in and be like, "Well, that guy sucks at his job," you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's
whatever.
like, what
Like,
the
so,
fuck?
you know, at the very least, I could give them something that hopefully tastes good. You know, it's like
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
know. So it's the least I could do is you know, hope that they're satisfied and maybe come back. I don't know.
Are you looking for flecking? Do you get that geeked out on it?
I mean,
If for people who don't know what flecking is, it's like tiger stripes in your espresso.
I
on
mean,
the
it's
crema.
very pretty looking, but it's like I can't go for that every time, you know, in like a little more of a high volume like cafe.
Well, it depends on the road, like
That
how far
too,
into the
yeah.
roast you are.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Like if you have a lot of CO2 come through the beans, like you're not going to see as much.
Yeah, it's super gassy.
Do you mean
Yeah,
like
really.
on a? Oh, you mean
So
like
if you're
how
like
the
3
rest
days
time
out
or
of the
something?
roast
Oh
versus
yeah,
like
yeah,
5
yeah.
days versus
Yeah.
10 days, like there's a lot of changes that go through or that happen within that window.
What do you think in all of your opinions? What is the best espresso day? Like, because there's, you know, for people who don't know about coffee, the best time to drink a coffee is 4 to 9 days.
Yeah.
That's your peak taste.
Yeah, that's a good question because like it's been varying lately.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they've been getting a little experimental, you know, on our
On the
roast.
roast,
So, yeah.
yeah.
So we've been having to sort of adapt or whatever, but it's.
I want to
good
say
question.
5 days, but honestly, like 5 to 8, I feel like there's this really nice window right there. That's
I
pretty
think I think when I first started, like when Nicole was roasting, like 5 days was like the peak for me.
Yeah.
But lately, it's been more like 3 and 4, like 3 to 5, I guess. I don't know. And then past that, it's been a little. I don't know.
Do
Little
you
iffy.
now when you're saying best, so 5th day overall, are you now is that like it's dialing in nice? You don't really have to adjust it too much. You're pulling shots that's like consistent as fuck every time. Like
Yeah, I think like if as long as you have your variables covered on your end, then you're gonna be pulling a good shot. As in like it's pulling consistently, you're not getting channeling. There's amount of CO2 in it. It's really nice. I don't know. It's just kind of this perfect.
Yeah, like
little
once you have
peak.
once you're doing your thing and you have your consistency down, it's like it's pulling how you
Yeah.
want it to. Like
can
it
you
should.
describe channeling to me? I'm not familiar with this term in espresso.
So channeling is essentially water takes the path of least resistance.
Oh, I know that channeling, but
Oh,
what do
yeah.
you mean in terms of like?
Oh, so
pulling the
when you're
shot?
looking at the shot, like I guess for us, we notice it mostly when you'll actually get like this little spurt on the side of the cup. So we pull directly into the demi-tasse or whatever cup you're
Yeah.
using. So if you see this little kind of flecking on the side, then you know that there's some channeling going on. Or there's also this point where there's like 2 points pulling down at the same time, rather than the stream coming together at one. It just kind of pulls at 2 different spots. So you know that it's kind of getting more water into one side and the other side and not coming together to pull, perfectly extracted all the way through.
And you don't have like a spout. It goes
No,
straight
yeah,
from
'cause
the
we do-
bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
We're
that's
bottom-
okay. That
bottom
makes
portafilter.
Bottom
yeah.
ones,
Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense because we
Yeah.
have a spout and
Yeah.
we have a bottomless portafilter.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the bottomless portafilter. I think it looks sicker when
Yeah,
it
it's
comes
very pretty,
together.
very
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many more visual cues that go with
Yeah.
bottomless versus the spouted.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
But so the
Sorry,
bottomless,
I totally like. was
So
like,
the-
wait, what?
Words.
the bottomless, you can actually see it like start extracting. So if you're tamping
Oh,
hard
like
on
when
one
it
side
goes-
versus the other, you're actually seeing that
Oh.
it's going to extract on the left side or whichever side first.
Yeah.
So you can actually adjust your tamping based on where it's
Yeah.
extracting first.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you now?
Or with channeling too,
Dude.
like you can see if it's spurting out at that point, when you have like the spout on there and it's pouring into 2 separate demi-tasse, then you're actually not seeing the way the shot's pulling. It's it's channeling through the spout first, so you're not actually getting this visual representation of what's going on.
Okay, that's understandable. So it's interesting that you say that. My immediate thought now goes to like, what are those fucking spinny things?
Yeah.
Oh, the
I got one of those just to like fuck
distribution
around with
tools.
it.
Yeah. What is it called?
I don't even know what
It's
you
a
call it.
distribution
Yeah.
It's just
tool, I guess.
distribution
Yeah.
tool.
And then you tamp it and you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So again, talking about different cafes, different demographics.
Yeah.
We have that shit
Yeah.
at the Orange County one, and I'll hop on bar. I'll be on bar for like
Yeah.
a whole sesh, and it's fucking sick, bro. I get off on. I mean, I love doing that.
You get off on a lot of stuff.
I get off on a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and they have that there, and I noticed, and it's like going from a San Remo to a Sinesso like first version, which is like just kind of garbage, and like, but it's tight and it's old school, so I'm like timing my shots. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
Zumbar,
Yeah.
but I noticed the distribution. I was able to pull with that little toy. But then I've heard other arguments about that little toy thing, and that like if you spin it, it's not really doing anything, and it's like it can create channeling.
There's an
essentially.
argument too that
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily help with extraction. Like,
Yeah.
there's been tests run and a couple people have like really delved into it on as far as like what's better, like grooming with your finger, using these distribution tools.
And then you got the argument about oils on your fucking finger. that
Yeah.
you touch the thing.
yeah,
Come
then you
on,
have cleanliness, which
Oh,
comes
come
in.
on. It's like 200 degrees. Like
And then
you're
you have
sanitizing pretty much
I
everything.
forgot the
going
name
through
of
that.
this method, but it's a tapping method. So you're gonna like
Yeah.
tap
Yeah.
the
You
portafilter.
tap the
You're not actually
portafilter, yeah.
physically
Yeah.
touching the ground.
That's
No, you
uh,
hit it- you
that's
hit
the
it.
thing you just read. That
Yeah,
article.
yeah.
that
Oh
you
no,
read,
dude, that's
yeah.
how we do it. That's how we do it at Seven Seas. We fucking hit the portafilter and
Yeah.
it equally distributes, and then you tamp it.
Mhm.
Do you?
man.
Oh, you're pulling shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you tap?
I've only tapped on the single origins when it's just like when grooming's not really an option. It's
Okay.
like if I've got like a sunk 19 grams.
Yeah.
It's
hard
like
to reach with the finger.
Yeah, it's like, and I see it's like that's gonna channel immediately. Like I just know it's not gonna come together. I'll like tap it and knock it, and then usually I'll even like tap it on the ground. Like I'll even tap it on the like countertop and like just
Settle
kind of
it that
level
way.
it, settle it, and then
Yeah.
I'm kind of aware of just how much it's actually settled, because sometimes that can affect just pressure too.
Well, it's honestly like I think it's as long as you're doing one of those things, like you're tapping it or you're settling it some way, like that's a lot more consistent. You're getting more even extraction than if you did it just going straight into the portafilter basket and then tamping on top of that. I see people do that, and it's like that's pretty much guaranteed
Yeah,
sign that
any
it's not
distribution
going to
is
be a
better.
good shot. Yeah.
Yeah, any distribution.
Yeah.
But like the main argument I've heard about those distribution tools is just like how much that affects your flow. Like
Yeah.
it's like you have this thing now where it's like it's an extra step.
yeah.
It's an extra thing to keep clean, and it's just like.
But
So-
we're in craft coffee where we're always taking extra steps. So it's like if it really is gonna work.
You gotta balance it.
I'd say
it's for each shop too. It's like that's
Well,
a
for
decision by
people that are new to espresso, like that's going to be a huge advantage for them because it gives them a tool that's going to give them more technique than the years of experience it takes to groom a damn shot of espresso.
Yeah.
You know what
that's
buzzes me?
easier to jump on there and just twist that thing. You're going to get more consistent espresso if you're doing that versus
and consistency is the key. Like
Consistency is
truly,
key.
like, that's
Consistency
the
is
hardest thing in this whole
100%,
industry.
dude.
yeah, we're the weakest variable in the entire equation of making
Truly.
You
coffee.
could fuck up a great coffee.
Yeah.
A barista
Yeah.
could
Hell yeah.
fucking
Like
fuck it up.
true facts, we get even as like you probably know this too. It's like as a roaster, as a barista, it's like our job is not to make the coffee better. Our job is to make it not worse.
Yeah,
like
we're
we
trying
can
to represent what that farmer's intended.
Yeah, we can
we're the
only keep it.
We're the liaison essentially for the farmer to the customer.
yeah.
And dude, sometimes the farmers don't even know the potential of their
Yeah,
coffee
Yeah.
until they get it to a specialty coffee roaster. And then
Interesting.
you're really highlighting these flavors and these notes. And that's the fucking sickest thing about coffee, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can taste earth in that fucking bean, bro. Like, whatever it grew around, whatever's in that soil, blueberries, fucking
The
Tomato-
terroir, what is it?
Yeah, terroir, yeah.
terroir. Yeah, terroir.
Yeah, microflora and terroir all the
Yo,
way.
Tomato,
on the real,
tomato
bro.
soup
Yeah.
Kenyans. Shout out.
Dude,
Dude,
I
not to
have
pull-
a love-hate with Kenyan
Dude,
Kenyan
same.
coffees, bro. It's hard. It's hard. What were we going to say?
Well, I was gonna say not to pull away, but you never got to me talking about my direction.
Yo,
for-
my bad.
It's
G.
okay.
Tell
no,
me about
that
this.
terroir and microflora thing got me on it. I love coffee so much, but if I could stay within that, but doing some more research angles to that, that'd be amazing.
So you're trying
So
to move,
getting in-
like do more research.
Do
then.
more research-based stuff. So studying fermentation, studying the processing, studying the growing, all that different stuff that plays into the end product that we get to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
There's always a need.
Why don't
There's
you?
always a
This
need.
see, this is why I was
Climate
asking
change
the
and
question.
coffee, that shit's huge.
Sustainability is the hardest thing right now.
Dude, we need to come back to that. We need to come back to that.
Write a note on climate change,
Dude,
and we'll come back to climate
Fuck.
change.
Yeah, climate change. But
I'm gonna set this bottle just like this.
no, but the thing was,
Once this is empty, climate change.
this is why I
comes
asked you
up.
this. This is why I asked you this, bro. I think you should go to Coffee Fest. Like you should, like they offer classes.
Coffee Fest is LA.
L.A.
Yeah.
And it's like $50, I think, for a ticket or whatever.
Oh, they're
But
doing
it's-
talks and everything, huh?
Yeah, and that's Mill City Roasters is gonna be there. Dude, I'm about to meet Joe
Oh,
Morocco, bro.
dude.
Yo, shout out Joe Morocco. If you ever
Yeah.
hear this, bro, you're a
Shout out to
fucking
Mill
legend.
City. You've got the
Mill-
biggest catalog.
Dude, they're
Hours
so sick,
Hours of
bro.
knowledge just dropping on the YouTube community.
I talked to Adrian at Mill City today, and I was like, Eric, the owner's all, I got Mill City and Roaster on the phone. I was like, for what? He's like, they called us, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Hello. Like, this is Adrian. Oh, what's up? Yo, dude, like, so geeked out.
Yeah.
Super hyped. But that's why you need to dude, if you're gonna really,
That'd be
like,
cool. Honestly, I didn't know
you
stuff
need to
like that was
go.
going around,
Yeah.
in Southern California.
Yeah, dude, it's in LA.
Wow.
And then they have like world competitions,
go.
and then I'm registered, or tomorrow I have to register for the U.S. Coffee Championships for the roasting. I'm gonna enter that shit.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yo, son, coming for ya.
What's like the what are you gonna send them? Like, what's the not as far as like don't reveal your
I
secrets
read
or
the
whatever.
rules.
But
Oh,
like,
no, no,
like,
no, no,
what's
no,
like the
no.
requirement for the entry?
So I read the rules, and the rules say that they like send like 20 pounds of green coffee to you a couple weeks beforehand. And
Everybody
then-
roasts the same.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
They just say, hey, you're gonna get 20 pounds of green coffee. Yeah, I think they tell you what it is during like that time. I'm assuming, and then I would assume you probably have to do research and XYZ, plan out everything,
Get some sample roasting going.
sample roasting. But they say you have to turn in 2 to 3 pounds of finished product, and then I think there's like a presentation, and then like you have to have people like try your coffee for like 20-30 minutes.
Wow. It's like full presentation. Like
Yeah, like dude, straight up,
Yeah,
it says
like-
5-minute presentation
yeah.
on the coffee.
Are you physically brewing too? Like you're
Yeah.
like present like
Hell
full
yeah,
like
shit.
Hell
full
yeah.
SCA, like you're doing like those kind of
I mean,
like,
I don't know.
barista-
I don't know the extent of the brew. I'm assuming they're gonna say you're gonna have to do a pour over. or something like that.
highlight it the best you can.
Yeah,
I
maybe
imagine.
like if I knew how to do it like an AeroPress really good or something.
You're not gonna like show up with like cold brew and just be like,
Dude,
look at this fire roast.
that's the other thing. We're gonna be entering Cold Brew City Fest, and like,
What?
I'm like so
Dude, you guys are on that.
active. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be like, yo, bro, let's go do this. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's
Why
compete.
not? Why not?
Let's fucking get it cracking.
I'm gonna go do that too.
But the one thing I did want to talk about was climate change and sustainability.
Yeah.
I thought that's a super important part in coffee, and climate change. I don't want to talk about it in the sense of like, oh my God, the G6 or whatever G4 summit. Like, not like that, like politically. I'm talking like, I want to talk about coffee in the sense of, based on now that I'm roasting these Robusta coffees as a former roaster and as a barista who you drink a lot of coffee, and Matt as well.
Mm-hmm.
Robustas now are definitely and have always been a part of espresso blends for some people. And then also at the same time, with the like studies that are showing or whatever, saying like with Arabica typica might die off by like a certain 2050 or 2080, whatever. And then
Yeah.
Robustas are like climate resistant.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
work
yeah.
better.
It's
and
like
they're-
workhorse of coffee.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that's like where coffee might be going, in, they say 30 years or 40 years, whatever.
Hit that fourth wave.
Dude, yeah, that's the fourth wave of
Hit it-
Robusta.
dude, hit it with the jitters, I guess. That's crazy. I don't know, I'm still skeptical. Like, I haven't personally had Robusta. I'll have to cruise through
So
the
from
shop
what
and
I've
try
heard
it.
from Robusta, honestly, like the highest quality Robusta still hits the lower part of the Arabica range.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've heard too.
Dude, it
Like,
is
it's
so potent, like
In terms of caffeine,
in terms of caffeine,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
also in terms of taste. When you drink a Robusta, bro, those
Yeah.
flavors, like there's no denying them.
Mhm.
When you drink them, it's like the second I drank the Robusta that we had, the best way I could describe it was seeds candy, fucking when you bite it, this is very specific. See's candy, the chocolate cherries that have like that like kind of sugary gel around it.
Yeah.
You bite into it and that shit oozes out.
Yeah.
That's what it tasted like. It was like that and custard.
Whoa. That's trip. I would not expect it to taste like that.
Dude, it was so pungent in the sense, and like not negatively, but it was just like, holy shit, it smelled that way. It tasted that way.
Was this a pour over or?
We made it as a pour over and a cupping.
Wow.
And but then I roasted it super far because I didn't know how porous it was, and it fucking tasted like straight whiskey and licorice. And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever drank in my life.
Yeah.
I was cupping it, and I was all, I had like
you
in
catch
my
that,
cup.
You catch that like salmon oil,
Bro.
when you take it that far.
Bro, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I just kept sitting there like just sipping. Yeah, fucking
gag.
cupping.
I was kind of hoping you were just gonna like power through, like no spit cup, just like.
Oh, dude, I cannot not do a spit cup anymore.
Dude, you need to save your palate.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
well, it's not even saving the palate, dude. With opening the cafe, the thing about working at Zumbar was like, 2 drinks mainly in the day, a cappuccino, the best cappuccinos, and fucking
Confirm.
Yes, yeah, and fucking like an Americano or just like a batch brew, and that was all I was drinking. And opening up 2 cafes, having to like do the menu
QC.
and just like fucking doing quality control, dude. Espresso,
buzzing.
espresso, fucking all the different batch brews we have and the cold brews, and I'm like, dude, I can't do it.
Yeah, gotta
I
spit.
drink my 1 batch brew, drink 1 espresso, and the rest of the day is like start
you
spitting
spit,
them out.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
How much do you drink every day?
I'm actually down. Like, I'll drink maybe 2 cups of coffee a day. Like I would.
Espresso, or are you talking French press?
So I'll do right now just because I'm
like
working.
how I didn't mention cream at all. It's either espresso or French press.
So yeah, seriously. No, I'm on Americanos every once in a while, iced Americanos. If I'm really, I have to trial the cold brew.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the thing right now.
Yeah.
Dude, you
That
remember
shit
doing
gets
that?
dangerous, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, me
so-
and Jake would do that way back in the day.
Oh,
Getting
jumping wavelengths,
so
like-
fucking wired.
Dude.
We would have to swap out. Like we would one of us would do like the first like half of it and be like, dude, tag me out.
Yeah.
And I can't even think anymore. Like,
It's
bad.
You would
Yeah.
taste it because we would do like different ratios. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, this is 80-20.
Yeah.
This is 90-10.
Yeah.
This is 95-5. And
It
then
was
you're trying
seven-
each
you're going
one, and that
through
was
like
just one
30
batch.
ounces of
Yeah.
cold brew. Like you're just like
Just straight concentrate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It was
Dude,
brutal.
fucking Shay would be sitting there just like, here, try this. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, Shay was a monster. He had like always had Americano on deck,
Oh.
and then always trying the cold brew, like dialing it in. And it's just like, dude, another level.
Dude, Shay's good.
Yeah, but no, I'm just like 1 to 2 drinks.
Mhm.
Like keep it really mellow. I've learned my lesson. Like I hit
Yeah,
Zumbar
you
hard
hit some highs,
too.
yeah, for sure.
Like when I first started, I was like, I still remember this. I was like short lattes.
Mhm.
Like when I like first couple months, Ray made me the best short latte, like best latte period I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was delicious. But then I was like, cool. Now I'm gonna go the other way. I was like, I'm tough. I was getting I was getting cold brew.
Sorrento Valley's wearing on.
Oh yeah, I was getting cold brew ad shots, thinking,
Oh,
Jesus.
What in the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
are you doing?
oh yeah, I was
What?
like,
Yeah, the
I
people
was
that
like
do that, I'm like,
posturing. I was literally like posturing to other baristas, like test me, and I lost because I was shaking. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no. So
Dude,
I've
that's
learned my lesson. Like,
Fucking bonkers.
like,
I've
dude,
never
caffeine,
heard that.
caffeine stacks. Like,
Yeah, it's gross.
take it
That's what
easy.
it-
Yeah,
Yes.
it's gross.
Dude, I worry about people when I give
Yeah.
I serve our cold brew all fucking day, but people will just down a 16 ounce. I'm
come
like,
back for another one or something like,
like
that.
bro,
Dude, I had a guy
can't.
do that the other day. He literally threw it back in like 5 minutes. He's like, "Oh, that was really good. Can I get another one?" I'm like, "Dude,
Do
I
you
don't know if
wanna-
you've had this before.
Yeah.
Like, you might want to step back and wait
Has
a
it
little
hit
bit."
you yet? Yeah.
Dude, do you guys want to hear the gnarliest thing ever? So in Nashville, one of the jobs I had there was working at a place called Pinewood Social.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's where we went.
That's where Connor cruised stayed with Leslie. It was super sick. But one of the regulars there, super nice guy, dude named Blake, he would cruise in, and this coffee bar attached to a restaurant was like, we had to stay open till 12. The coffee section was open till midnight.
Oh no way.
Till,
Dude,
till
it was
midnight.
sick though, and
I
the
think 12
space,
noon, I was like,
the
that's a
space
short
was
day.
sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Space was sick. It was open and shit. It was fucking tight.
They did a really good job. If you ever have been to a place called Punch Bowl Social, that's a very similar atmosphere.
Okay.
But this dude Blake would come in and he'd be like 11:15 and he would get 6 shots.
No.
Oh man.
Of espresso?
Of espresso added to his cold brew. Or his iced coffee. This man
What?
was just
So.
he would literally count it off. He'd be like, so that's, and every time I'd be like, dude, 1 shot.
Are you
is
doing
actually-
1-to-1s, like 18s?
No, we were doing 1836s at that point.
So you're doing double ristretto?
Ye-
Or lungo almost?
It was like normal. Like it was like pretty standard, maybe a little bit longer into like
Whoa.
longer, but it was just like, yeah. So every shot that he ordered is essentially a double, and I'm like, dude, you're stacking 6 shots on top of your iced coffee, and you're drinking this at 11:15 at night.
What the? Is he trying to stay up for something?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. He was a realtor. I'm like, it's 11:15. You sell houses, and you're here. Like, all respect though.
What the
Like the
fuck?
dude was the nicest guy ever, and
This wasn't every night though, right? This is like every now and
this
then.
was a couple times a week. When I mean regular, I mean like this dude. He was a regular. Like he cruised in, knew this is the best place to get late night coffee, and
Whoa.
yeah.
What does that drink cost?
Sometimes we'd like hook him up just because he's a regular, but it's like we were rolling with iced coffees at like $4, no $3.50, and then each ad shot was like it was like Robert. It was like $1.50 or $2. So he was like for a drink that should normally cost maybe like $3.50, he was paying like $7.
Yeah. That's
Talk
brutal.
about an insane thing.
Yeah.
Is the cost of coffee nowadays, which is
I know, right?
it's
Oh my
great
God.
Yeah.
if it's trickling down and making to the farmers, but
Right.
if it's like I can't be paying $5 for a cold brew.
Yeah.
Like-
Like I said, like if it was getting towards farmers, that's one thing, but in all likeliness, it's not.
Nah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's going towards our needs, which
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's honestly though, it's like if there's one issue in coffee right now, I think it's just how the farmers are just not getting help. Like
yeah, it's rough.
it's really rough.
Well, that kind of pulls back to the climate change thing too. Like they're having harder times with crops, and it's costing them more money or their livelihoods.
Yeah. I mean, one of the
Yeah.
coolest things that Steve's done now is Steve, the owner of Zumbar, he's kind of invested in one
Yeah. That,
Ethiopia.
Dude, the
yeah.
Japi-
the
yeah.
ceviche
Yeah.
ceviche.
things. It's
It's good
delicious.
too.
Yeah.
Super good. Wait, have
Watch
you
Ethiopia?
tried the natural yet?
I have not.
Yeah.
That's
I
what we're all
haven't-
waiting for.
yeah,
I mean, the
yeah.
wash is amazing,
Yeah,
but
the
I think the
wash is
natural's
good.
one we're
Yeah.
really looking
I'm really
forward to.
looking forward to that one too.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have that wash one for
Yeah, like
What?
almost a year.
yeah,
right? I
a
think.
year,
Yeah, yeah.
and so it's like that's cool because that's
Yeah, that is
that's
sick.
that's a year that we promised to buy this coffee.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, and for that, it's like that is so helpful to that farmer.
Hell yeah.
Like, regardless, that helps move coffee.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, it
great.
shows our investment into them that we like what they're doing. Therefore, we're gonna support them.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if there's one knock on Starbucks, my only knock. I have 2 knocks. One. All right,
What are the 2?
My only knock
My
is that I have
first-
two
my
knocks.
first
Yeah.
knock-
knocks. No.
My first knock is figure out the pastry scene. That's like the food pastry. Like, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
And then the second is I just don't know how much of that giant beast that is Starbucks
Mhm.
actually is getting to the farmers.
Are they fair trade? I feel like that was what they're kind of built off of, was fair trade.
They were. I don't know how much of that is still going this day. I mean, they kind of were breaking down Starbucks, which I love doing. But they started doing those kind of like brew to order. They did that Clover, brew
Clover,
system,
yeah.
which
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it's dialed in, it's
Sure,
a decent
yeah,
cup
yeah.
of coffee. But it's like,
Yeah. If they give a shit. Or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like,
and if it's fair trade, then that's, I mean, props to them. But
Mhm.
like, most specialty coffee nowadays is all fair trade. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's the thing is like if it gets here, it's like it should be fair trade.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how can we take that step further and like actually like improve the farmer situation
Yeah.
and like help them, not even help them, just like
What?
contribute to making that.
I was gonna say
Making
I
that
thought
coffee
maybe I thought maybe Garrett broke it, but I wasn't really sure what happened.
Oh, I don't even know if I flushed.
It was just going. I was like, I don't know
Dude.
what's going on.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I'll grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, might as well, right? Yeah, yeah.
I was like, fuck, that's why I was so confident.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see farmers come up.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
At least
There's
just
no
kinda
reason not to invest back into like your main product, right?
Yeah.
Like,
There's ways to do it and ways where we can all. I mean, it comes down to, coffee shop owners to baristas to the consumer. It's like, take that time to educate your customer. It's a great thing, even if they don't want it.
Yeah.
Give them that information. And
right.
It's sick because that helps improve the industry that could go away.
I think the amount of information
It's
that's being
going to.
supplied is pretty amazing too. Like I think it's gone in a really good direction. That we're talking about how high the sea level is, or the meters above sea level that we're growing at, where it's growing, how they process it. Like there's so much more information that's being included.
The soil.
Yeah.
Dude, the soil is so clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
Volcanic
at least it's
bloom.
informing the people that are buying coffee now that there's more to it than just what it was. It was just coffee at that point.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of approaching this wine era or this beer era where we're talking about what made it to what it is.
Do you fuck with wine? Like, do you care about wine as much?
Dude, I was gonna be going back to like getting out of high school. I was gonna be a winemaker right out of high
What?
school.
That would have been cool.
I loved wine
that would have been
so much.
super fucking sick.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh.
Got it.
don't flush it. Just pee and you'll be good. Just pee and chill. If it's yellow, let it mellow, bro.
It's brown. Go outside.
Yeah. Go outside. I'll have to deal with the toilet in a minute.
Dude, that's what's cool about like talking with like Kat, Drew's girlfriend. She works in wine. It's always interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah, I met her.
Yeah.
I met her at dude, I went and surprised Drew over at
Nice.
Little
Sick,
Joy.
Sick, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
she was
that the
there.
other day too. I was hungover as hell.
Stopped in for some coffee.
Stopped in, yeah. I was like,
Like, do I want to see customers?
Yeah,
No, I'll
yeah.
go to this other
It was
spot.
nice. It was really nice.
Dude, I parked right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he didn't even look at me, and I walked all the way to the front. I was like, "What's up, bub?"
Yeah, 'cause you're always like, who the fuck is this parking behind?
Yeah. That's so gangster that
Yeah.
he took that over.
Yeah, he's got
so
he's got
cool.
like the countertop up there now.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Have you seen like the wall that were you there? when
Yeah,
had
he
the
built the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah.
I was like, dude, why did nobody
That's what
think
I'm
of that
saying,
Yeah.
before?
Dude,
It's so
seriously.
much nicer, but
Yeah.
now he's got a countertop there. He just
It's like a
installed
little
it the
bar
other
top.
day. Yeah.
Oh,
little
really?
Bar top, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So he's making that thing butter.
Yeah. It looks
it's
way
cool.
better. It's way nicer.
Dude,
yeah.
shout out Drew. We're gonna get him. He's coming back on the
Yeah,
show.
gotta
I'm
get
trying
him.
to fucking work it out, but
Yeah.
I know he's
He's
working
a busy man.
his
He's-
ass
he's got his-
off
yeah,
right
he's
now.
got no
Schedule's
days
filled
off.
up.
Yeah.
As soon as he can like get a barista on there, I'm like, bro.
Aubrey's working for him.
That's
on
what he was saying.
Sunday, Mondays.
Sunday, Mondays.
That's
Yeah.
what he was saying. He was like, yeah, Monday she's gonna be working for me. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
fool, good for you already.
seriously.
Hell yeah.
Business owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's good?
So, I mean, yeah, we were all like sad to see him go, but we're all very happy for him. It's
Dude.
super sick.
Mhm.
And it's fucking Steve's old spot.
Exactly,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like super familiar.
Mhm, Yeah.
That's gangster.
Yep. Yeah, it's super sick.
How do you guys feel about everybody who's like kind of gone on to do like cool shit at a Zumbar?
Dude, honestly, I think that's one of the coolest parts about
Yeah,
Zumbar is
yeah.
how much it's spread out
The
into
like
the coffee
lineage
industry.
of
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know much from before I was hired, but when I was hired, there's kind of a group of people that left.
Yeah.
But Ray was there. Ray's, I think, moved on. I think he's still doing coffee stuff.
No, Ray's at Swell now.
Oh,
Is he
at Swell now?
really?
Yeah, he's doing he's I don't know if he's their head roaster, but he's like I think they're doing like mass, like super. I don't want to say it's commercial, but I mean it's definitely mass.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit bigger than Zumbar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude, he like works in a warehouse. I'm pretty sure he just
Yeah.
roasts it out.
Yeah.
So we got Ray, we got you moved on to Seven Seas.
Yeah. Nicole.
Nicole's went to Inter America, then started her own spot.
Yeah,
and then
Montana.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried her coffee. It's fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
it's
Is it
good.
is it amazing?
so
It's good. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
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 She was
She was
next
insane.
level
Yeah,
roaster.
she was so good.
Grimm's
Oh my
Point.
God.
Grimm's
yeah.
Point, there we go.
Yeah,
Grimm's
Grimm's
Point.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
Nicole,
was
great.
Never had to worry about a batch.
Dude, oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
And this is
Oh.
a time before. I mean, you've roasted Zumbar. Like she was roasting solely sensory.
Yeah, there
she
was-
There
Yeah,
was
zero.
nuts, yeah.
I mean, and I mean this. There was no gas gauge. There's
Yeah.
no
Airflow.
Yeah.
airflow gauge.
Yeah.
I mean, there was. She controlled the airflow and she controlled the gas, and then she had the environment temp. And she
on
was
the front panel.
on that front panel,
dude,
like
fuck.
right.
Dude,
like,
there was
right
no
in the
computer
chute.
plugged in then. There
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
there
No
was
probes,
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was literally nothing.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
was roasting probably the most consistent coffee.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
man,
unreal.
so
yeah,
good,
yeah.
She was so, yeah.
Oh.
Dude, no,
shit.
I've never met her,
Yeah. She's
and
sick.
I first time I went to Inter-American, the first thing I asked when they're like, "Do you have any questions?" Like, is Nicole here? I was like, "Yeah, I don't know her."
I don't mean to name drop, but I heard there's a badass girl here.
They were like, she just left last week and she's opened up her own spot in Montana, and I was like,
so sick,
dude. I got to do a cupping with her at Inter-American.
Oh, that's sick.
We tried.
That spot
dude, it had to be
cool.
30 different coffees. Like they're just getting all these samples. They had roast them up and they're doing cuppings of them all.
yeah.
So we did 2 different, I guess, flights of it. It was amazing. It was really cool because they got 2 in that were off flavors. So there's one that was defect due to packaging. So it actually tastes, because it wasn't in the proper like green seal, that something happened and there's like this crazy petroleum flavor that was coming through. And another one tasted like
They sample roasted it?
Yeah.
Dude,
they got to make sure all their product is coming in right.
I got a bag like that. Dude, now you just gave me all these ideas.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit, thank you for telling me that. That's amazing.
Wait, what do you mean you got a bag like that?
Same thing. It was a packaging thing. The fucking whole bag had a hole in it and through the Grain Pro.
Yeah.
And in transit, got soaked, and that shit is wet as fuck.
you taste
It's like
it.
black, and I didn't.
Dude,
I was like, my assistant, he's gonna roast it.
Yeah.
But sorry.
Well, it's one of those things. I think we're so used to tasting amazing coffee. We have essentially the green buyers kind of filter out all the bad stuff, and then we get to pick what we want to roast.
Yeah, you have
and
the
then
best
it comes down
coffee.
to us, and we get to serve it. So we only have like this limited view of what great coffee is, but you're getting these batches that come in that are literally tainted from some defect, not even from the processor, but from the transit that gets over here.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to
exactly.
see like
Yeah.
this minute error pop up and that you get to taste it. It was pretty incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
We sound like super geeks right
Yeah,
now. Dude,
seriously.
yeah.
Shout out to Inter-American though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys kick
Dude,
ass.
we all went to like a Padre game once, like with Nicole, and like after the game, she was like, "Let's go check it out." And like, after
No
it was all
way.
closed down,
Dude,
yeah, it was sick. Like,
Oh,
we,
for real?
We went in there at
Check
like
it.
10 o'clock
The
at night
one
or
Padre
whatever.
game, I was not
Yeah,
working at
yeah.
Zumbar.
Yeah. So we went and like scoped that spot at like after hours. It was a cool spot. It was
Dude,
insane.
Inter-American's cool.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege now with being with Seven Seas. I've gone there. We're actually going on Tuesday for Taco Tuesdays and go cup. Need some
Nice.
tacos.
Do you guys buy
So
stuff from
dope.
them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right now we're I have on Batch Brew. We're about to roll it out on retail this coming week, and it's called the El Jaguar, and I got it from Inter-American. It is
Nice.
such a nice coffee. The way I can describe it best is it has the flavors of like a really nice Colombia with like that nut, the chocolate, and it has like a very, very distinct clean taste. But it has like this it's like a citric and malic kind of acidity to it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, the first time I tried it, it tasted like orange zest acidity
Yeah.
up front into like a nice chocolate, fucking
yeah,
nut.
Yeah.
But like clean and not like an astringent acidity. It was more like it was super sweet and just pleasant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So
And
I got
like
that.
sparkling, like grapefruit acidity. Just
Dude, it's
Oh,
and
it's
it
the
has
dream.
the sickest bag. It is ridiculous.
Inter-American
bro.
has talk about the coolest burlap you can get.
Dude, yeah.
Like like for real, like them, and then who else has?
Cafe
dumb-
Imports has
Cafe
pretty
Imports
cool.
has some dumb cool ones.
Dude, what is
that what
Royal?
those are?
Both of those are or no,
Oh,
that's
Royal,
Cafe Imports and Royal right there.
Yeah,
Those are sick.
Royals the original. Like,
Dude.
so they've been on it. So
Dude,
were you there? You were there to try their when like way back when I was still roasting. Like one of my last batches, we had that. What was it? The Royal Selects or like
Oh,
the
yeah,
boxes.
yeah. This
Dude,
really
it was-
expensive.
Do you remember the
stuff.
90
expensive
plus that he got?
Kenyans.
Yeah.
When he got a 90 plus and that bag came in, we're just like,
Do you remember the second 90 plus we got?
Was I there for
was
that?
Not quite at the same level. I mean,
Yeah.
it was,
It
but
was like what soured him on it, right? We're like, this is.
yeah,
Oh, really?
it wasn't that good.
Like, I mean, it was. I think it was like good, but it was like it's not worth the price you're paying.
Yeah, it's expensive stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
90 plus is doing is like really great, but I think they were just had so many issues. I think from what I heard, if it's true or not, but just like farm level issues as far as like issues and strife and just things going on in the country. On top of just, I mean, they were locking in. They were trying to like legit commit to just this coffee. Like
Yeah.
they weren't branching out. Like they had locked in like the farm. Like they were locking in the farm and the processing and everything at this one spot. And it was just like 1 year it just wasn't like there. Like it just like didn't really turn out for us. And it was just like, all right.
The terroir. Or
The terroir, yeah.
was
Terroir.
off that
There.
year. It's a bad
Just
year.
wasn't showing up.
Dude.
But that's the whole
fucking-
climate change thing too. Like
Dude.
there's certain
Yeah.
times where
That-
the climate's not what it had been for them. So yeah, there was consistency. Maybe this year is an off year. maybe the future
Yeah.
years off.
Well, I
years,
mean,
like,
that's the
90
thing
plus,
with
that's the
farming,
thing,
bro.
90 plus
You're
still does
farming.
great things.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
like,
There's some amazing coffee we've had
so
from them.
great.
Might need to drop some prices. I don't know. I've never actually looked at any of their stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I have nothing to speak on that. But I remember the 90 plus bag, and I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, that was cool.
compared to like a 150 pound bag of Brazil, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
way tinier and
You're
like
getting, like,
probably
yeah,
twice the
yeah.
pound.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
and
you're
we
getting,
saw
like-
it like customers what they're willing to pay.
It was-
Like there was this
yeah.
fine line where it's like,
a
dude, our typical blend is $12.75 for
Yeah.
3/4 pound.
yeah. It's like $26 or something.
Yeah, you start
like
getting
that.
up to
Dude.
the mid 20s, and people
Yeah.
didn't want to pay that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy though. 12.75
It's so cheap.
For one of the
so
best- for-
fucking
Zoom-
cheap.
One of
Zumbar's
the best
prices
blends.
are like
Oh,
we,
yeah,
they've gone up a little bit, but still like
Dude,
they're
yeah,
so
we
cheap.
kill it.
So
Like-
Dude, our baseline is 16.
That's
Really?
that's solid.
That's
like,
base. That
yeah. That's
everything
pretty.
goes
I
up
think
from
that's
that.
pretty.
That's
normal
pretty
for
standard.
almost
I think
everybody
across the
else.
country. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. 12.75 for the
Yeah.
Hummingbird,
Yeah.
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 or
Yeah.
like even it might be the same, or I think it's like 13 for the El Mundo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bell and
El
El Mundo might be.
I think El Mundo's the same. I think Bellringer's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bellringer
yeah.
because it has the
I think-
Africans. It has two
Yeah.
Africans.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting like, I mean, like the components for these blends are top notch.
Dude,
like,
they're the best.
like it's seriously, I mean, it's the same stuff that's going for 16, 17 out of the places sometimes, and it's like,
Bro.
it's just.
I'll look at that sometimes too. Like go on other shops' websites, same as
Oh,
that
yeah.
coffee, and it's 12 ounces for like $18 or something like that.
Oh, dude, yeah. We have one coffee that's 22. We're about to start rolling out some that are going to be in the 30s.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude.
they're fun to try though. I think.
Are you
but
hitting
it's
some
like,
geishas or?
Bro, we got some shit in the works.
Yeah.
When you guys know,
Oh.
I'll shoot you some
Yeah.
texts. You guys got to come to the shop.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's what I've been doing with the Robusta.
Yeah.
I had Siri Cimarron come through.
Cool.
She came through and had it, and she was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
was
I would
all,
love to
bro."
try that.
Yeah.
Dude,
It
yeah.
sounds so interesting.
Anytime. That's what I'm saying. Come in on
Yeah,
Saturdays
yeah.
if you guys aren't working, and I know you're in Claremont, so now you can come
that'd
down.
Be closer. Yeah.
Where are you at now?
Still in Poway.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
son!
dude.
Oh my
Out.
God.
Out there, just
Man.
baking in the sun in Poway.
Hanging out with the family.
You ever go to Abnormal?
I can't afford that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
expensive. It's
What's
expensive.
I mean,
Abnormal?
I'll cruise a second
It's a
chance.
brewery.
It's a
Oh,
brew.
it's a
It's
brewery.
like Second Chance is pretty good actually.
Yeah.
They're pretty cheap too. Like they do
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
they're like-
6-pack 16 ounces for like very affordable
Oh,
prices.
it's-
I always appreciate that.
Oh man, and like
it's like
honestly,
pizza port style.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly
Like,
too.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like their beers are solid.
pretty good, too,
Like
yeah.
they're. Have you had their over the line?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
that was like
so
that Pilsner,
chill.
right?
Yeah,
Or like,
yeah,
right?
just
like a
like
lager or something like that.
just
Yeah,
easy
yeah,
drinking.
Yeah,
No, I have not been able to make.
they're
it
super
Abnormal.
expensive. Yeah, because it's like it's a
it
good brewery, but it's also like a restaurant and a winery.
And a winery.
Damn,
Yeah.
they do all three.
Damn.
Yeah, they
called
do.
Cork and Craft.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's expensive.
Damn.
Beers are good though, but yeah.
food's pretty great. I remember
Yeah.
when we I think the only time I've been there was when we were there with you, and I think Ashley was there too.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was a couple people, but it was like raining, and we were just, like the only people standing outside.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
Like I remember, I was
remember
like
that, yeah,
partially standing in
yeah.
the rain. And I was just
Yeah.
like,
This
"This
sucks."
Yeah.
the beer and the food is amazing."
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry
Oh my
about the
God.
whispers.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Dude. Fuck.
I derailed that a little bit. My bad. I don't even remember what we
Beer
were talking about.
conversation.
No,
Yeah.
you're talking about
Coffee
beer.
conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
No,
a
it was
question for
fine.
Connor,
It
though.
was fine. What's that?
This Robusta, do you see that being the fourth wave? Like, what's
No.
your idea of like a fourth wave if you have one?
But this actually has been like so geeky. This has been a common.
I mean, I feel like a lot
common
of people
question
have that.
on in coffee. I think I've heard the argument, which I never got to talk to about Siri Cimarron and like Asa and Jay, but I heard a podcast that they did, and they were talking about what they thought the fourth wave was going to be, and like maybe a little bit more automation, this, that, and this. And my opinion, I think, on what I would think the fourth wave is going to be as of right now is, there's no, yes, there's automation for sure. There's like pour over machines. There's and I've seen even like, I think they have a robot that was like trying to take barista shots and like, doing the damn thing,
It's damn near
Dude,
Starbucks, honestly.
yeah.
Like they're
No.
pretty right.
I
up
kid
there.
you not.
hilarious.
In Nashville, the owner of Crema, Rachel, like Q grader, super sweet, really just a great human being. She was telling me about this super automatic machine where this thing would, if you dial it in every morning, and then once you lock that in, if it is actually programmed to where if it starts pulling fast or pulling slow, the grinder inside
Holy
the
shit.
machine will make micro adjustments
No
to get
way.
it back in the parameter.
That's insane.
Like,
but that's like similar to roasting. I mean, roasting at this point, like you can plug in that profile, and then you're gonna let this.
Yes and no. The
Really, is
Loring,
it-
for what I understand, the Loring is more automatic. The
Yeah.
Dietrich that I have, this is no hate on Dietrich, 'cause I love Dietrich. I work with all the people there, and they're fucking amazing. Shout out Dietrich Roasters. Hell yeah. They have an automated machine, and I fucking did it, automate it, and I'm like, nah.
Dude, that's where I'm at. Where it's
Nah.
like when you start losing this human element. There's
It
something
wasn't.
weird
It did.
about
The
it to
coffee
me.
didn't taste the same for me.
Yeah.
Because I roasted on that ProBat L12.
oh yeah,
Bro.
pre 1980, 1970s.
That was, well, I
Dude,
think
it's
it's
refurbished.
1950s. Right?
1950s
Yeah.
refurbished.
Yeah,
When you learn how to roast on that, there is a certain sense of intuition and feeling. I feel like, and
Yeah.
not to sound lame, but it's like I feel that
Yeah.
for real,
Yeah.
and I
you
feel
can't
like
teach it. You just gotta.
the closest thing I can think of to compare to is like if you put a car person in one of these automatic like Subarus that has the lane adjusts.
Oh yeah, dude, I just drove one of those the other day. It was so fucking weird.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
they might get used to it, and it might be
Yeah.
better for everyone around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for this car person, it's like
weird.
that's not the experience that they want.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the whole part of it. Is like if this is your business, you want the experience. You want to display the experience. Like you want to create the experience however you want it, but you also want to experience it the way you want to. Like you have to enjoy what you do.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, I feel like, and this can actually be tied into like a bigger subject, is like, you know, when things evolve, records into CDs and fucking CDs now into digital media streaming.
Back in
And
the
then back into
records.
records. Yeah.
And then back into records. Exactly. That's my point. Nobody's going back into fucking CDs.
Yeah,
like, nobody's
yeah,
reminiscing about
yeah,
that. But there's
yeah.
certain things that you get into, I feel like, as a human being. And there's certain things that just either, if you're super into sound, and apparently there's a lot of people
Oh,
still
yeah.
super
Those
into
audio
sound.
files.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude!
for
Shout out to
Yo, you
shout out to
get
Dylan, Nashville. This guy's audiophile.
Audiophile
like,
extraordinaire.
dude, this
Black
dude,
only.
Well,
this
that's
dude
what I'm saying. It's like
is-
you get these
loves
these fucking wax records, like,
He's about
people-
his tapes, which is gnarly.
or tapes, whatever. Like,
Yeah. Tapes are pretty.
there's
big now
always
again, yeah.
gonna there's so many people on the planet now that like you can find your little community, and then that shit works
Yeah,
for you, and there's
yeah.
stores for it.
Yeah.
I don't think the fourth wave is about like getting rid of baristas and these things.
Yeah.
I'm taking more of like a optimist look about it, and I think, and it, in my opinion, the fourth wave is starting. It's going, and because it's not about the coffee. We've done as much as we can with the coffee. Robusta, yeah, that's coming. And naturals, like people are not going to be able to process, but they're going to be able to do natural coffees. Yeah, that's coming. Like defects, whatever, it doesn't matter. People are going to figure it out. I'm not worried about the coffee. There's only so many things you can do with a product, and especially with so many origins. Yes, there's emerging origins. Yes, not denying that. We work with a lot of it. We work with Lao, and we're doing.
We got those China beans.
Yeah, I've done China. I've
Yeah,
done
what?
the
That's sick.
Yunnan
Yeah,
province.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I had some beans from there. It's just emerging. There's emerging origins, and yes, there's going to be great things. But as far as roasting goes, once you figure it out, like yes, you can learn, you can do these things, but that's not the fourth wave. Like the roasting the coffee. Coffee's kind of spent. Yeah, you can extract flavors. Okay, cool. The next wave is, in my opinion, is going to be like how people are finding clicks and everything you do. You wear raw denim, you know other raw denim people. You fuck with
That
this.
guy.
Yeah, you fuck with vinyl records. That's your thing. Coffee shops are going to start playing, or coffee shops are and will now from front. In my opinion, that's the fourth wave. They're going to start making it their own. Por
Yeah.
Vida down in the barrio. They're
That's
like,
been one I've been meaning to check out.
dude, you need to go there. I fucking
What's it called?
Por Vida.
Okay.
I just had Manny, their head barista, now gonna be one of their roasters.
Is
on
that
the
Costa
show.
Rican or is that
Por Vida?
Yeah.
It's Mexicano, son.
Sorry, I'm thinking
Mexican,
Pura Vida.
son.
Thinking Pura
Shout
Vida
out.
or Pura Vida.
No, they're down in the barrio, and they have like Lolos. They have a Frida Kahlo in the corner. Like they have a fucking Virgin Mary behind the behind the espresso machine.
I mean, I feel like that's something that, I mean, I've been lucky enough to travel outside the country a little bit,
Yeah.
like very minutely. But you go to like, I've been like in London. It's like the shops I was looking at, they had their own style.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, I agree. I think cafes are gonna be popping up, or
well, it's not even. It's art too, though.
Yeah,
that was my point. Is that you're gonna find your niche.
It's the experience,
and you're gonna find. Yeah, you're not gonna go. It's not gonna be cookie cutter like white walls. This, that, this.
That's what I liked about Zumbar, honestly.
Yeah.
But no, I did too, though.
Yeah.
But now my 3 points on that was Steel Mill, Por Vida, Seven Seas. You look at all these shops, and what do we have to offer? It's like we're painting shit on the walls. You have an image. We have people like that want to come, but like you have your coffee people who are gonna drink good coffee regardless.
So do you think like they're targeting certain demographics? Like they're trying to pull this type
That's
of person
gonna be
to
the
their
fourth
spot?
wave. Is your demographic?
But
What do you like? What do you like though? Like
I don't know if it's gonna be pulling in demographics. I think it's. I mean, if you look at it now, it's like you're just gonna have business owners opening up what they like.
exactly.
Like you look at Shea and you look at what the Steel Mill's doing. It's like they're not like sure they have their customers and like sure you can break it down in like their foot traffic and like their homies and everything, but ultimately it's like they're opening a shop they want to go to. And I think that's the message that's slowly creeping across the whole country.
That's what I mean, though. That's my idea of what the fourth wave is that it's not going to be a cookie cutter thing, and it's not going to be an evolution in the coffee or a brew method, because there's like maybe somebody will come up with a new brew method, but it's like let's be real about this. How do you evolve?
But
you evolve
in a sort of parallel, that's how coffee came to be. You know, it was like what 1800s where water was like not drinkable, so they're drinking beer, and then finally coffee came to, and you had these groups that were like, all right, the scientists kind of converge at this one spot that's this coffee shop. You have the politicians converge at this coffee shop. Like it kind of drew these certain people in to have these conversations that were kind of developing their community.
Well, yeah, no.
But I guess this would be in a different sense that.
Well, that's what I mean. Is
if
that
like
it's
you
not,
know what you like, therefore you're going to seek out this shop because they do double ristretto or they do longos or they do
more than that though. That's what I'm saying. Is like it's not just going to be about the coffee anymore.
Yeah, like I appreciate the shops that are like, you know, they're not listening to, you know, top 40. You know, they're listening like some aggressive music or something like that.
Yeah,
you know? Like
yeah.
something a little different. You come
Yeah.
in like, oh shit, like these people are like, I don't know, they seem to be into stuff that I'm into or whatever. Like
Exactly,
yeah.
but that's your sense of community.
Yeah,
That's number one, and then number two is like if they're pulling amazing espresso, and you're like, this is what I fuck with.
Even better.
This is why the coffee's amazing. Yo, I'm gonna keep coming back here,
Yeah,
and then you end up
absolutely.
like, obviously, if you're in a cafe, you're gonna overhear what the baristas are talking about, and if they're talking, you're just talking
about some
you
weird
gotta be
stuff.
careful
Yeah,
about that sometimes.
yeah, it's like if you're talking and just put like you're just talking shit too with your homie, and you guys are just cracking up. Sometimes they're thinking it's hella funny too, because obviously they hear
that
it.
happens all the time.
I say you see customers like laughing to
Turn
themselves
around,
and
yeah,
like
they're
trying to give you a
laughing.
little head nod. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right, that's
yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's gonna be more of that. It's gonna be more people getting tired of what they've seen,
Yeah.
and where every shop is a little bit cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that about Zumbar, because that's why I love Cardiff, dude. That was the first Zumbar I ever went into before I ever went to Sorrento Valley.
Yeah.
And you walk into Zumbar,
Like polar opposites.
and it's
Yeah.
like super polar opposites. And then you walk into Cardiff, and for me, the first time I walked into Cardiff, I was all, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is the shop I want to work at.
Yeah.
But now I've 4 years later, it's like, fuck, dude. I want to do some shit. I want to see like graffiti and shit on the wall.
You
And
want to create the
course.
thing that kind of reflects who you are.
yeah, because and that's the other thing too. The one thing and this is no hate towards the specialty coffee industry or anything, but I see a lot of activism in specialty coffee, a lot, and it doesn't bother me. Hey, do your thing. This is your thing. That's your thing. All G, mad love, But at the same time, I don't see a counter to that, meaning there's not a lot of people that are expressing themselves because they're afraid that they're going to be judged, or they're afraid that they're like, not, it's like going against of what other people might be doing activism stuff. I just want a sick place to hang out. It'll be like a bar in a sense where, maybe like today, for example, my homie Josh, he's my assistant. I'm training him. And then he's also going to be our lead barista now. He is amazing at what he does. But he says to me, he's like, damn, I really want to listen to some hip hop right now. And I'm like, bro, you fucking put some hip hop on, bro. I like, you could put on the clean version. And he's like, yeah, whatever. But like, I was like, find some good hip hop. And then before you know it, it's like playing good ass hip hop in the shop. And people are like, oh, you just see like the people bobbing their head. Like, I fuck with that. Or it's like, if you're going to put on anything, as long as it sounds good, but like that vibe is getting created because it's not like your normal run of the mill top 40.
I feel like that's just been a natural progression though.
Or even like a hipster vibe. Like, no hate. Like, yo, I'll throw on some hipster type shit.
Dude, but people aren't commenting on like hipster music, you know, when you put on
something
some
different,
metal or some hip hop, like people that really like that music find that commonality and they really appreciate that.
Yeah, I
like
totally
having
agree.
that musical interest is a huge bond between customer and baristas.
Like me and Grant would listen to Fucked Up a lot, like in you know in Cardiff, and people would come in and be like, "Dude, what is this?" And be like,
it's called Effed Up.
You know, we're like, do you look cool? They're called Fucked Up. You don't look cool. They're called Effed Up. Yeah. But like, I agree. Like McKellar too. Like you go there, like you know, they're like playing some like pretty aggressive like metal or like some like pretty gnarly hip hop or something like that.
Yeah,
and like
I appreciate that kind of stuff.
Sorrento Valley as being such this like kind of polar opposite of what that community around it represented. You have this biotech industries that are all surrounding this one coffee shop.
And you listen to,
but
like,
these
pretty
guys come in and they want to be the guys that are
Lindsay's on bar. Acid rock.
Some psych rock from fucking Lisbon. Like there's some crazy
Zimbabwe.
stuff. Zimbabwe.
If Shay was back there, it'd be Sabbath for sure.
Which would be just blasting.
Like I don't want to hear local natives, you know, like going anywhere on this.
If Amanda was there, Lord Huron.
Like no, you know, no.
It's like those people that came in, they loved it because it was such like this outside of what they're used to. They wanted to be one of us. Like they wanted to be a part of that community that we were a part of.
Yeah.
You know, they were this music that was playing. They really dug.
Yeah, I always get like stoked on that when you're playing like something obscure and somebody's like, "Oh shit, what is this? This is cool." And you're like, "Yeah, it's whoever." Like cool. I'm gonna go check it out when I go home.
No, it seems like there's no way that wasn't gonna happen though. Yeah. I mean, everyone probably saw it too. It's like you have the same shop opening up 2 blocks away. Like it's like for some reason the last like 3 or 4 years, it's like you've seen this cookie cutter. You have the white counter look. Yeah. For some people, that's how they truly ride, and some people, that's how they see being successful in coffee. But like that, I feel like this is just a natural progression of people just being like, no. Like it's that anti-culture. It's that culture being like, no, we're gonna do what we want to do because that's who we are.
But it's interesting as you see the evolution because there was like the second wave, which was essentially Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then from Starbucks came what they call the third wave. And then it becomes these like very, very nice specialty craft coffee spots.
Super refined.
Super refined, all these things. But now it's like, okay, now it's onto this. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about the automation. It's fine.
I'm worried about the consistency. I mean,
well, I'm not even worried about that. Fuck all that, dude. Fuck all that. Because if you still have humans there, there's still going to be some craft to it. And
well, it's like coffee's similar to beer or wine. Like you want that beer tender or the wine person or the bartender in general. Like you want that interaction with them. I think that's something a lot of people strive for when they want that first introduction to their day. And they're showing up in that coffee shop, like they want to interact with those people.
Dude, I don't understand it though. The people are like, I'm so afraid of automation. It's like, bro, if you think about it, roaster, big ass machine, espresso machine, a big ass machine. It has machine in the name.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we're already automation.
Yeah,
like,
some of those machines
you know what I'm saying?
I think automation is like a necessary step in certain aspects, but like, no, I think the fourth wave is just gonna be like we're gonna remaster coffee. Yeah. Like you're gonna have baristas being like, it's back to this renaissance where you're gonna have just seasoned, talented baristas. That's what I hope.
Well, there's like definitely not fully yet, but there's people who are making careers off of fucking being a barista, like a full on like lifelong career, and it's kind of crazy if you really think about it.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
But it's fucking legit.
But not to get all socialist on you, but isn't that like
socialist?
Sorry, it's like, isn't that the thing? Like, why can't somebody be a barista for their entire life? Like, that's a skill. Like,
is that crazy. Socialist, or is that just a question?
But that's in terms of pay. Like, living in this area,
it's not like a respected thing. Yeah, because
but it's like they're not paying baristas enough to actually live in this area.
To do being a barista is a hard one though.
It's hard work.
It's a hard working job. It's
people don't really understand.
Ultimately though, it's I mean, I've
To be good at it, like it takes
It
a
takes
lot of
so much
Yeah,
time
you
to
could, you could be a
practice
bad
experience,
you could
for
be a
sure.
bad barista.
You could
know,
definitely be
yeah.
a bad
but
barista.
I mean, at the surface, it's
Yeah.
like a barista is it's rough to tackle because I've been constantly racking my brain about it. It's like you listen to the Cat and Cloud podcast,
Yeah,
and
with
what
Chris
they
Baca.
do, and Chris
Yeah.
Baca, and I mean, they kind of said best. It's like it's being a barista is a kind of a low ceiling job. It's like where do you
Yeah.
go next?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
you
what's
either
the next step?
You either perfect your craft and that's what you do, and you either hope that whoever employs you is just like willing to just keep you going,
Yeah.
or you expand and grow, or the business grows around you.
But you still have to fucking learn so much, which is crazy. With how much you have to learn and study for how much like you get paid, it definitely. Well, that was a theme too. I was on a podcast. I was on the Sprocast, and they were talking about living wages for baristas. They were like that. They think that's what the fourth wave is going to be.
That would
Yeah,
be
I mean,
They
I'd
were
be
saying
down with that
it's
one,
the
fuck.
upgrade of
Yeah.
making this more of like
Right.
a legit career for people to
Yeah.
make living wages and shit. And I
Yeah.
was like, yo, that's totally legit.
Yeah.
But to me, that's like it goes with McDonald's. It goes with all those different spots. Like
Yeah.
we need people to fill these positions. Like you can't give them a lower wage because you think it's a lower quality of work.
Well, what
Like,
about this on that point? What if it was like Starbucks is, which I mean, I guess you could really make that comparison now. Is like Starbucks is the McDonald's of coffee,
Yeah.
which it is.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's fucking dude. At
They
one
pay for
point
college
in Encinitas,
education.
there was fucking
Dude,
a
that's a-
Starbucks here, and there
Yeah.
was in the same side on the
Yeah.
same parking lot. There was a Starbucks drive-through.
Yeah.
No shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's
What the fuck?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah, is
they're
it generating
everywhere.
that much revenue that you could have that
Yeah,
drive
two
through
right
as
next
well
to
as
each other.
walk in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
That's-
it is.
Yeah.
That's the sickest. It's
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
it's so
It
crazy.
is. But I mean, you brought up a great point, Garrett. They pay for your college, like,
and they're
Yeah.
still
they
involved in the community,
contribute.
though.
I mean,
too.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing too. Is like, if you're a coffee shop that doesn't provide some level of benefits, like, what are you doing?
Well,
like,
especially now with specialty coffee.
especially now.
Yeah.
Like, you better be paying.
What
Decent
what
wages.
Starbucks needs to do is allow you to start tipping on card. Honestly.
Dude, that's a big thing
Yeah.
too.
Wait, they
I
don't
can't
tip on
believe-
card?
Not that I'm
No.
aware of.
No, you put that card in, and
Yeah, there's
That's it.
nothing.
you either have a couple bucks.
Like they
or
don't
you're-
make shit in tips, and it's brutal. Like
that's
I
horrible.
feel for the many times I'm road tripping somewhere and we stop
Yeah.
there, I feel awful for those people.
Well,
Are
it's
you
like said,
serious?
with the
Yeah.
food-
I've never even
food
thought about
aspect,
that.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Like
put
those
your
guys
card
are
in, you walk away.
serving food, and
Yeah.
then they're not even getting tipped for the food they're serving. They're not getting
Yeah.
tipped for the coffee they're serving. Like
You got
Brutal.
yeah, they gotta change that tip on card. Like
It's a lot of blending they have to do,
They
you
don't
know?
need like
They
they.
gotta get
I,
tipped
I
for
know
that.
just,
Fuck?
like
I
their
did not even
their-
know that.
Their tip jars are usually like hidden too. I'm like
Uh-huh.
looking for it. You know, I'm like, where can I?
I usually just like slide to him.
Yeah,
I like
like-
make it a. I,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm not that guy. Like, here, take this
Yeah.
money. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just like leave it on the table and just walk away like an idiot.
Because they don't. Yeah, they don't make anything in tips, and it sucks. It's
I did not know that.
for
That
how high
fucking
volume
blows.
all those places are. They'd
Dude,
be like
crazy.
making a killing. I
Yeah.
think if you could like tip on card and everything like that.
Yeah, but what would they? How would they break that up?
I don't know.
Dude,
Figure it out.
I
don't
mean,
know.
dude,
I
we
mean,
do
for
it
Starbucks,
ours,
it's actually not. It's less efficient.
But they're not
It's
even
more-
really
it's more
using an
time that
espresso
someone
machine.
is
It's
standing
true,
there.
it's
It
true.
looks like an espresso machine, but it's a button and there's like
Yeah.
a mixer.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
It's a
pulling-
super automatic. Like
It's not. That's not an espresso machine.
Yeah.
but
I
still,
mean-
it's customer service, it's food prep.
Yeah.
Like they're still doing
It's
so much stuff.
atmosphere.
I
to
mean,
ensure-
the customer service, they got to deal with
They gotta
some
deal with some
real
fucking
wild
assholes,
stuff.
yeah.
What about, dude?
fucking
This is
best
interesting.
bathrooms in the
and
game
shit.
though.
Two questions.
Dude,
Two questions.
Best
Yes.
bathrooms.
Available
Talking
for
about, talking about
everybody,
alright,
too.
pause.
Yeah.
Kana's bathroom. This man has poopery and
Yes. And a squatty
the
potty.
squatty potty.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
shout
They're
and,
amazing.
and the infinity toilet keeps running.
I fixed it. You didn't fucking flush it, right?
You
Is
didn't
it
jiggle
No,
the
no,
handle,
I
you
left it,
jiggle.
dude. It kept going. I was
The
looking off in the
infinity
distance, and it was.
I should have
amazing.
told you guys before I fucking.
Yeah,
before-
I messed with it a little bit, and I was like, well, I guess Garrett.
a
fucked
little
this thing
bit.
up.
It's
I don't know,
it's
but
kind of
yeah,
like up the
yeah.
other way now. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, it didn't go this way before.
Yeah.
I thought it was this really cool hip toilet where you just pulled a different way. And it
Oh my god.
Pose whatever way you want. you know?
Okay.
I just watched my pee. Just
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Just two questions. Oh, it's still going.
Oh yeah, it's
Fuck.
Wait,
infinity toilet.
I'm not even gonna deal with it right
Eventually.
now.
I don't
keeps-
hear. I think it's.
It
I don't-
stopped. Maybe.
I think it might have stopped.
I don't hear it. I don't hear.
Yeah,
It.
we're good.
Oh wait. It's going.
I
It's
think
going.
it's
Yeah, the infinity's on. It's still going. Yeah.
I have a method to fix it. It's fine. It's not the first time. But I was gonna say two questions. Does anybody need a beer?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm
I might
I
use
would
the
say no, thank
infinity
you to me.
toilet,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
Okay. I might
Don't
need a
flush
beer.
it.
But the second question was about customer service.
Mm.
I wanted to ask, like, dude, I didn't used to think customer service was like that big of a deal. Maybe even like 5 years ago. I mean, I'm sure it always has been. But within the last like
Definitely.
5 years specifically, especially with the evolution of specialty coffee, customer service is 100% my sole focus at all times.
Yeah.
That is the that is the seriously most important thing to me in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, without customers, you're nothing. I mean, customer service, it really does expand to the music you're playing, the cleanliness of the cafe, the like
Quality
who they
drinks
see,
producing.
yeah, like who the first person they see and how they. I mean, that's that. If that's their first interaction is someone standing on register just looking pissed, like that's a negative thing that they're gonna come across.
Yeah.
Unless somehow, I mean, with that quick of an interaction, it's gonna be hard to save that. But yeah, dude, customer service is
It's everything.
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's literally the
Everything.
job.
Yeah.
It's
I kind of compare it. So like, to me, it's almost like sometimes you're going to war with like the customer, right? Where like, I also, because oftentimes like, and maybe I blame Starbucks, I don't know, but like working at Zumbar, where we're like, we aren't gonna bend over backwards for absolutely anything you ask for.
Yeah, we won't add steamed milk to your cold brew.
Exactly.
Or put sugar in the group ed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people don't like to hear that they can't get whatever they want. And like comparing that to the one shift I worked at Toolbox with Garret was fucking awesome. It was so fun because like it's beer and everybody was there. And it was more of like a niche brewery, sours primarily, and so like people are coming there just for that. They know what they're getting, and like everybody's so stoked to be there. Like the first thing they do is they come in, they got a big smile on their face, and they're not going to ask for like something you can't do. They're so excited to be there. It's just like this weird sort of like it's like a balance, I guess.
Yeah,
where
they're knowledgeable about the product. Like they know what they know what to expect.
Yeah, it was seeking them out for that product rather
Right.
than them just kind of stumbling upon the product.
Yeah. So it's like they're coming to you and asking like, coffee wise, can you do it the way Starbucks does it or something like that, instead of like respecting like your shop or whatever and doing it the way that you do it. Like you try to find a compromise.
If they're
or
asking
something
for
like
a caramel macchiato, you're like, I
Yeah.
don't think you are thinking of the macchiato that we serve.
Yeah,
but
we
they'll
do-
get hostile sometimes, and it's like, I'm not trying to fight with you, but like this is what we do, and like take it or leave it. Like if you don't like it, that's okay, and there's a Starbucks down the street, and I'm not trying to sound like a mean person or anything like that, but like
it's that's what's catering to what they're expecting.
Yeah,
we cater to our certain personality or our certain demographic, and that's who we're targeting.
Yeah.
And I think that the war is like trying to just be like educate them without undermining them and being like and just being like
huge,
cool, like I know what a caramel macchiato is at Starbucks. We don't make that here. Like
You
the
do a
mocha,
traditional style.
We do a traditional macchiato. It's like it's gonna be 3 ounces.
But letting them know, like, look, this is the
small.
size that we serve it in. I think this is what you're expecting is a latte size cup, a 12 ounce,
Or even
drink.
bigger, 16
yeah,
ounce.
yeah,
bigger,
40 ounces of
Yeah.
milk and like
we
a
max
sweet
out. So
Trento.
Dude, dude, bringing it back to this dude, he's like, I partake at Starbucks a lot.
Sorry.
they do
It's
cold brew with
amazing.
6 shots in it. It's pretty awesome.
Dude,
Yeah, so sometimes I'm like, you know what, like honestly, I don't think that we can offer you what you want, and I'm like, and I'm sorry, but I think you would be like better off going over there. And I'm not saying that like rudely or anything like that. Like I want you to have
well,
what
you have
want.
a craft,
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
what you're trying to do, and I think a lot of that problem is alleviated when you do say, "Hey,
Well, it's
we're traditional. We're
Yeah.
traditional Italian
Yeah.
style."
but also
you know?
giving them an option, be like, hey, you might not like this, but we do have this, which may be a little more closer to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
Yeah.
those
we
people-
don't have a caramel this or vanilla that, but we do have a mocha if you want something a little sweeter, or we do have our simple syrup and honey if you want to add that to it to add this sweetness to it.
Yeah. Like I always loved like Drew's response when somebody would like cruise in and be like, "Hey, you guys what's your specialty?" And Drew would be like, "Good coffee." You know, like
Oh, yeah. Dude, hit him with the truth.
Exactly. You know,
so
like
good.
I always love
That's
that.
it.
I always love that. Like we don't do anything super sugary or whatever. Like you can add whatever you want to it, but like we just have good coffee.
Yeah,
and,
we
like,
serve how we want it to be served, and
Yeah.
then whatever you do on that side
Be
of
on
the
the
counter, if
counter,
you want to
yeah.
pour a Splenda in it, if you want to do a Splenda and a raw sugar, whatever you want to do your thing. But
Yeah.
that's how we
Yeah.
think it's best.
Mhm. And some people get offended by that though, which is like,
I mean,
you know,
like the steam milk cold brew dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
He was like, I've been all over the country and no one said no. It's like, well, dude,
go all over the country.
go all over
yeah,
the country,
like,
man.
This is
There's
a spot for
There's
you. Like,
shops
sorry.
that will
Yeah.
make your drink exactly
Yeah.
how you want, and
Yeah.
like we're not here to turn you away.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
We're
that's
here
a
to
health
give you-
code violation.
It
We're not
is.
doing that. That's
Like,
not okay.
like the steamed milk might be sweeter, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's gross. It's
Yeah.
gnarly. It's
Yeah.
not good for you.
I'm
if
retching
you're
right now
icing
thinking about it.
Dude,
Yeah.
why would you put steamed milk in
Yeah.
a
It's
fucking
sweeter.
cold
It
brew
breaks
coffee?
it down.
Yeah.
And it's just like that.
But some,
touch
I feel like
sweeter.
some people try to be weird just to be weird, and it's like kind of annoying.
That's
you
a
know?
Starbucks thing.
It
We're like,
is,
no,
yeah.
they'll do it for me
Yeah.
here. And we're like, yeah, well, maybe you should try it there. 'cause
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
what
not a
we
real
do.
coffee shop.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it is.
That's
Sorry,
sugar with
sorry. I'm
caffeine.
not
I don't
hating
know.
on them
Something.
right
I
now.
got a little
Time and a
defensive
place.
on
Time
that
and a
one.
place.
I'm sorry.
I got,
I'm
like,
sorry.
a
I didn't mean
little
to
defensive.
offend.
Yeah.
My bad. They are fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm just like
I
the
grew up on
soul
Starbucks.
person.
I'm very aware. Like
Dude.
they get us to a certain point, but
Yeah.
once you graduate, it's great.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out Bob's Donuts. Fucking on Polk Street in San Francisco.
Yeah.
They fucking, dude, I don't give a fuck. I love specialty coffee, and that's where
Right,
my heart is.
right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I will go to Bob's
Yeah.
Donuts on Polk Street
Of course.
any day of the week and get their fucking coffee and pour
Yeah.
half and half and a fucking Splenda in there and
Yeah.
eat a goddamn donut.
Yeah.
And it
It's amazing.
is delicious.
You get that like diner coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
fucking
and
the
you're
little,
walking out. You're walking out with like
Yeah.
paying $3.
Yeah.
the Asian lady behind the counter.
Yeah.
She's been there for fucking ever, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's still killing it. And they
Mhm.
still got the one flavor that nobody else has, which
Yeah.
is raspberry filled chocolate donut.
Hell yeah. Sounds delicious.
Oh,
Fucking
that's
fire.
madness.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, coffee is coffee. Anybody can drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you fucking
I mean, there's dudes like respect him. They go to a gas station and they get their 32 ounces
straight
of
up.
gas station coffee.
Yeah.
It's like,
they get the mocha out of the machine.
Dude,
or whatever.
Yeah,
They
you
get-
know?
or
they
that
hit
hot
up-
chocolate, the button at
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
absolutely. They hit the
Make some
almond
weird
joy
ass
creamers.
noise, you know.
Dude, that
Yeah.
almond joy creamer, and
Yeah.
they're living the delight. I mean,
Pederson.
no, I'm
Okay,
chilling. I might
thank
have
you.
to dip soon.
Okay. Oh, you need to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, dude. No, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. I was gonna smoke. I was gonna drink another one anyways. Sorry, this one's-
But
oh yeah, you're fine.
There you go.
It's
There you
alright.
go.
I gotta go down to Point Loma.
Oh damn. Okay. All right. Well, the fuck. Let's wrap it up. Sorry. We're at an hour 40
No, it was
anyways.
sick,
We've actually
though.
talked quite a long.
Yeah,
time.
that was tight.
Time flies. Time flies.
Dude.
All right, boys. Well, fuck. Thank you for coming through. Sorry, guys. Zach has to get out of here, but it's all G. Maybe hang a little bit after there, but thank you for coming through Caffeine and Green.
Of course.
Thank you.
This is a
Thank you for
fucking
having me.
Super geeked out coffee ones. If anybody's still listening to this, I hope you really enjoyed the coffee one because it was a good time.
Very good.
Garrett,
Mhm.
you're not on social media at all.
No.
At all.
No.
Okay. Hashtag
More
Garret
recently,
Bishop.
LinkedIn, maybe a little bit Reddit.
LinkedIn?
Let's hit
about it.
that. Let's get that
We did.
hashtag
Yeah.
trending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag Garret Bishop.
Try
That's
to find
GARRETBishop.
Yeah.
Shout
All
out the Enigma.
Yes. Just hashtag his name, whatever you're doing, and he'll see it. Maybe. Matt,
Definitely not.
tell the people where they can find you.
I mean, I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really. I never use it.
You deleted the
Kinda-
photo,
kinda
your
same.
profile photo.
I never had one actually.
Oh, you've never had
I've never
one?
had one. Yeah, I'm
You're the
very
gray man, huh?
I'm very undercover. Yeah, yeah. I don't use it that often. Honestly, I use it mostly for tattoos.
Oh, same.
You
It's
know? You got to find out when the tattoo artist that you like is coming to town and you can't afford it, and you got to miss it, and hopefully the next time you can.
straight up. It's
Yeah.
just like art tattoos. And,
Exactly,
And like
yeah.
the new like Woj, like basketball facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
all about basketball on my Instagram.
I'm
It's
sorry. I'm
basketball
sorry
and
about
working
your
out.
Golden State Warriors.
I ain't sorry,
That was
son.
a
Yeah.
long season.
I ain't even sorry.
There's
Hey,
a
you.
lot of
I mean,
injuries.
you've got enough championships for a lifetime.
Yeah.
As
Thick and thin,
a-
baby. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
exactly.
Thick and thin.
I'm as a sad San Diegan fan, I've got the Chargers who, well, rest in peace, whatever. But and my Padres who, coming up in the
Dude,
next couple
they were
years,
first
coming
at
up
the
in next
beginning of the
couple
season,
years.
right?
Yeah, they were.
Well,
good.
for,
Are they not good no more?
Nah, but they're not supposed to be. Next couple years though, they're going to be beautiful.
they're playing the long game.
They've
here,
got
right?
they've got the most exciting rookie in the game right now, Fernando Tatis Jr. That guy is insane. I don't know.
And they're gonna trade him before he gets
no,
good.
hell no, hell no.
Make them worth some money.
Yeah,
then they'll pay
hell
him
no.
off.
Yeah, they'll just
Hell no,
Vegas
hell
insane.
no.
Okay.
No, he's there for the long run. I hope.
Shout out
I
Denver
fucking
Nuggets.
Get the fuck out of here, Nuggets.
Far away bet. All right, if you're betting fans out there, I'm not saying throw your money away. All right, but Denver Nuggets. I believe. I don't know why.
Dude, the Clippers, if anything.
Should be- yeah, the
I'm
LA
a war, and then the
scene.
Dubs are still gonna
I'm-
come through,
I'm
baby.
Laker, I'm
Dubs all
Lakers.
day.
For
Dubs
some
all
reason
day.
I see those Lakers. I'm like,
Gonna be interesting.
you're
sports.
Kawhi will
sports.
smash LeBron. Kawhi will smash LeBron. I'm saying it right here. You heard it first. I'm a Golden State Warrior fan, but fuck the Lakers.
I gotta be honest. I really like playing basketball, but I don't watch it anymore because I don't have a team.
Insane.
I don't have a team. Like there's
It's
no,
understandable.
There's no
Yeah.
San Diego team. Like I guess that was the Clippers,
But
but
see,
like.
I mean,
I love basketball.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
If
yeah.
basketball's
Amazing
on,
right now.
I will
Yeah.
fucking watch
Yeah.
it. I don't
know,
care of the
yeah.
team. I don't care.
I feel that for
I
sure.
don't care.
For sure.
Dude, they fucking got like the 76ers and like the
Yeah.
fucking
Shout out
Hornets on or
76ers.
some shit. I'm on
shout
it,
out
yo.
76ers. Al Horford, top 3 all time.
Oh
Dude,
man.
I
Is he on the
love Al
76ers now?
Horford. Yes. Al
So what's
Horford.
He used to be on the Hawks, right? I feel like he was like on the.
He was
Hawks.
on
No,
the
he was
Hawks.
on the Hawks, but then he
Yeah.
went to
Celtics.
Boston, and now
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
he's a,
yeah.
dude. Watch out for Timberwolves. Timberwolves about to be
Dude,
about to be
they're
pretty
low
lit.
key-
The
they're-
Bucks,
yeah.
Giannis, yo, that fool's the fucking future, yo.
Go
I'm
sports.
telling
Go
you.
sports.
Honestly,
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
do your-
Basketball is
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
obsession.
Do yourself
Sport
a
with
favor
sport, right?
and
Yeah.
watch Giannis's MVP speech. It is amazing.
He was
beautiful.
crying.
It's
I was
inspirational.
crying.
That's
I
great.
watched it. I
That's
watched
cool.
it.
That's
This
cool.
man is so good. He's only
Yo,
gonna get better.
and no love to the OKC because Chris Paul ain't gonna do shit.
Wait,
out
Connor,
of O
how,
Thunder.
how did you do in fantasy football last season?
I lost.
Okay.
I was the exact
Yeah.
last place.
Oh,
and
you were in last place.
last
Oh,
place.
You lost. You
2
lost.
weeks from now, or I want to say on
Yeah.
October, as it's looking. I actually had a text about it today,
Yeah.
and I have to do the punishment. We do a
Okay, yeah,
punishment
yeah,
for
yeah,
last
yeah.
place.
What's your punishment?
I have to wax my armpits,
Damn, that sounds painful as
Oh.
hell.
dude.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna like.
Dude, the growback's probably worse than the
I
waxing,
don't give a
honestly.
fuck. Actually, the growback will probably be better because then it's gonna be less hairy. It's gonna be,
Dude.
yo,
No, the
No,
itch,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
itch,
gosh.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
I'm not worried about the itch. I shaved my
Oh,
pubes.
yeah.
It's fine.
I hope you don't sweat as much.
You
in the dick
adapt.
as
Oh,
you
dude,
do.
I'm
Yeah.
I sweat a lot.
Hold
Yeah.
on. If you got
Constant perspiration.
if you got first pick though, who are you taking?
Some of my moves, I've gone like, dude, 3rd round Tom Brady before.
Yeah.
Like, fuck everything else. I'm going good QB. Honestly, first pick.
Yeah, if you had first pick.
I don't
It's
even
okay if
know
you haven't
right
done the
now.
research. I just started looking at it like a couple of days ago
No,
because I
honestly-
take the like the off season off, you know.
No, I take the offseason off too. I listen to the
But that shit's
podcast,
serious. You
but
know?
I do take the stats
Yeah.
very seriously.
Yeah.
And I look at like, Dak Prescott's in his last thing. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
going to go QB first,
No,
but
no,
you're going to
no.
go running back or
Yeah,
wide receiver.
Yeah.
Maybe DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
He's the best in the game.
Yeah.
He's the most hit receiver. He's fucking amazing.
His hands are sick.
Dude,
They're,
You got Cooper Kupp coming back.
Yeah.
You got fucking Brandon Cooks coming back.
yeah.
Yo, I
Dude,
love
the-
both
yeah,
of those
that,
dudes.
that Rams wide receiver
Yeah.
core is
I
ridiculous.
know nothing about
Yeah,
football,
yeah.
but for some reason I gotta imagine Odell.
He's
Odell.
it's
It's
Just,
Oh,
I mean, is he
Jarvis
not, is he
Landry?
not option
Yeah.
one?
Nah.
No.
He's
Nah.
past his shit. If you're gonna go Cleveland, you're definitely gonna go Jarvis Landry. That's his homie, right? They're on the same team
Yeah,
now.
I think so. Yeah.
But like
yeah.
the thing is that when these two played together in college,
Yeah.
they fucking killed
Just
it.
shredded.
So
Oh,
they're
okay.
thinking the same thing's gonna
like
happen.
a 1-2, just like
Yeah.
oh,
They're
that's gonna
that
be
good.
wild.
yeah, it's gonna be
This
weird.
next
It's
year,
gonna be
football is
weird.
gonna be sick.
It's gonna
But
be weird.
I could also go Antonio Brown because he's a motherfucking
Yeah,
Raider.
yeah. That's gonna be interesting.
All right,
Yeah.
I
Dude,
gotta get out.
They
of
have-
here after
they
that
have
one.
so
we
many-
gotta go. Zach, tell them where they
Zach,
can find you.
Yeah,
Tell
where
them
can we find you?
yeah.
I'm on Instagram. I don't post. I just kind of like use it.
Straight lurking.
Yeah, straight lurking on
yeah.
it. Tattoos, art, basketball.
Yeah, don't
That's
look
pretty
for
much
him.
it. Don't look for me.
Can't find me.
Yeah.
Zach.
No, it's Zach
You
underscore
can find him at
Semonian.
Sorrento Valley.
And that's a Zach with a CH.
CH.
Ooh, special
I'm in
one.
Sorrento Valley. Either sweating in the
Oh,
coffee
yeah.
shop
Oh,
or
yeah.
sweating in the lab.
Yes.
Just
Cool.
constantly sweating in
It
Sorrento
must be
Valley.
pretty damn hot down there right now.
It
It's so
is.
hot.
So
I
hot.
hate to brag, but our AC is working this
Oh.
summer, and it is so nice.
It
Doors
was like-
open, we're kicking ass.
It is so nice.
It was 102
No.
in like the dish
Oh.
pit
No
in the
way.
lab
Oh
with,
my god.
and I had hot water going on in
No.
every sink, and I was like,
I thought about quitting so many times
Yeah.
with the roaster,
Yeah.
hot water, and the door blasting hot air.
It is nasty. It's nasty.
I love working in coffee in the summer.
yeah. Shouts
All
out
right.
to coffee.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you
course.
sliding through.
Yeah.
Peace.